Hey. Hey, man.
That was an abrupt ending right there.
Was it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Was it working for you?
No, it sounded fine. It sounded great.
Okay.
Did you just write that something new? Is that new Johnny Beane music?
It's old.
Oh.
No, for me, it was skipping all over the place. It was not.
Oh.
It was, yeah. So I'm like, oh, should I jump in? Because to me, anyway. John.
Right, so welcome to Talking to Guitars and 80s Metal without John Mancuda.
Yeah, he's here. He's here.
Oh,
is
he? Is he just getting dressed?
Jesus Christ.
He's here.
Nice job. I just shut his mic off. Beautiful.
Can you even hear me?
Yeah, we can now.
You can hear me now.
We can hear you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think StreamYard has some bugs, man, because to me the music was skipping. To me it didn't sound, to me it was like messed up.
StreamYard has bugs? Are they murder hornets?
I was about to say.
They're here early.
The problem is we have murder hornets right now with they're hoarding up toilet paper and hand sanitizer. They're getting ready for their crisis. You know, all the bees are hoarding that stuff.
My favorite is the people that are already photoshopping pictures of a murder hornet, like a guy holding it like it's a lobster going into a pot. Like, are you ready for these? I'm like, they're not that big, you idiots. Stop it.
Hey, listen.
With the meat, them is a real thing.
With the meat shortage, I'm ready to absorb it. I'm starving.
Yep, that's all they do. They're basically more attractive lobsters.
Well,
wow. Hey, what time is it? 8:04 p.m. Eastern, 5:04 Pacific. It's May 5th. Happy, what do you call it? Revenge of the 5th?
No, Giving Tuesday.
Don't be that guy.
Oh, Giving Tuesday? Oh, there you go.
Tuesday. Ryan?
There you go.
Don't be. You notice
right?
I'm on Team Empire. Rebellious pussies. You'll notice. Here's the thing. You'll notice the thing. Look at the shirt. Go back to the big screen. Right. Let's see if I can go here. All right. What do we see? We see Boba Fett. Wait, over here. Over there.
Vader.
Boba Fett. The Emperor Palpatine. A stormtrooper.
And
a stormtrooper.
No, that's like probably Captain Phasma. That's probably Captain Phasma.
The beautiful thing is a stormtrooper makes it because Kylo Ren is too big a pussy. Because Kylo Ren sucks. Because that's the worst character in Star Wars history. And I am saying worse than Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren sucks.
I have to agree. I thought
emo Darth Vader.
I thought he ruined all that. Yeah.
It's like when he heard turn to the dark side, it didn't mean like, oh man, life sucks. I'm gonna stick my mask in the oven.
Yeah, he's such a pussy. I mean, and I feel bad for Adam Driver because Adam Driver's like, I'm immortal. I'm part of the Star Wars universe. What? I am?
Adam Driver can't catch a break. You have to remember he was in what was that series Girls, where he was like the good-looking guy sleeping with the fat ugly monster of a chick who was always naked. I mean, it's like he can't catch a break in any role.
He was great in that. What was the movie? The movie where
the KKK one.
Yeah,
the KKK one.
Black Klansman or whatever it was. He was fantastic in that. He was outstanding in that. I was like, oh, maybe this kid can act. All right. And then he was great on Saturday Night Live, poking fun at the fact that Kylo Ren is a major pussy. And then I saw them, and you watch the movie and you're like, oh, come on, give me back Jar Jar.
Yeah. Yeah. All those recent Star Wars movies. Just none of them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
None of
them. Horrible. Just horrible.
So I hate May the 4th be with you and Revenge of the 5th and whatever this. I hate all of that stuff, but I love the Empire. And the Empire is, I'm on Team Empire. I wish they had brought Grand Moff Tarkin back. That was one of my favorite characters.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Cushing in the movie for 6 minutes.
They're building Empire.
But he was a cartoon in the other one.
Oh, he didn't get an action figure. He was a major character. He didn't get an action figure.
Well, it's funny because was he Governor Tarkin or Grand Moff Tarkin? Because I don't know what the difference was.
Grand Moff.
Is Grand Moff above Governor? Is he above Governor? Because
these days, no one knows what power the governors have.
Right, exactly. And what is, like, if he's a Grand Moff, what is a, like, secondary Moff or a assistant Moff?
It's like one step above grandmother. grandmother talking.
What are we doing today? Well, we're interviewing for the new Moff. Really? Yes. So, what kind of skill set do you have to become a Moff? Well, what does the job entail? Eventually being choked to death by Vader. I think I'm going to pass.
What are your moffing skills? What moff experience do you have? Your throat looks wrinkled, but unaffected by moff jobs. It's like when you're a construction worker, you have rough hands. When you're a moff, you should have fingerprints or marks around your throat,
Well, I think the only qualification to be a Moff is you have to have a very evil-sounding English accent, because that's how it has to work. Like everybody, it doesn't matter what movie it is. You could be up against the Russians, you could be up against the Romans, you could be up against the Chinese, but every villain has a Shakespearean English accent. Like it's the natural villain.
This is what we call the Moffat Show.
You know that guy has a first name, right?
Grand
Moff Tarkin has a name?
His name is Wilhuff.
Wilhuff Tarkin?
Of course he is, because he looks like a Nazi. The entire empire looks like they are the Gestapo.
Well, it looks like they have kippers and beans for breakfast is what it looks like.
Good morning. Good morning. This is Grand Moff Wilhuff Tarkin. I'd like to invite you all to today. Today we'll be doing some aerobics, and then
the train. The train full of the Jewars will be coming soon.
On level 7 of the Death Star, there are plenty of showers for everyone.
As I said, you are working at a fully operational station.
I was just looking to see what a Moff was. I don't know.
There's got to be some sort of a Star Wars encyclopedia that can give you like the ranks in the Empire and what position Moff holds.
There is. I'm there. I'm looking to see what that is. There's a Wikipedia.
Wikipedia, yeah.
Wikipedia. Why wouldn't it be?
Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, I because I remember, he's Grand Moff Tarkin in all the books when I read the books before the movies came out, and I was like, all right, Grand Moff Tarkin, that's great. And then I hear what's her face say, Governor Tarkin, I should have known you were behind this. I'm a governor? How the fuck? Who elected him?
I am a Grand Moff.
I have worked. I went through 12 years of Moff school. I have earned the title. I want to be addressed as possible.
I have a PFM.
You will call me Grand Moff, or you will not address me at all. All of a sudden, for the purposes of this impression, Grand Moff Tarkin will be played by fucking Dr. Ruth Wetheimer. What you have to do with the mouth is grab the small penis by the base of the penis.
Mr. Vader, if it is burned off, you must use a pickle.
You must always use lots of the lubricant.
Oh my god.
You know, Mr. Vader, your helmet looks like a penis.
It is black, and I suggest you should see a doctor in the sick bay about your black helmet. So I've been known to like the black helmet on occasion.
Brendan Buttcheeks brings up the Burgermeister Meisterburger from. I'm the Clan Moff of Moff Clans.
We are 14 about 11 minutes into this thing, and already we've done Jewish racial Star Wars right off the bat, because that killed a couple of weeks ago.
And brought to you by Bang Energy Drink. Bang, the sponsor of the Johnny Bean Show, among other fine shows. Bang, thank you, Bang, for tolerating our twisted humor that we bring to the show.
Which is why you'll never see the logo. You'll never see the logo of whatever I'm drinking, because I am not for sale.
Hey, listen, I'm totally for sale. I want to be so bought out that when I wipe my ass, I come across a bumper sticker for a product.
Oh, welcome to radio.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Here it is. So now we.
Oh, Johnny found his penis. Johnny just looked. He's looking at his penis. Oh, there it is.
A Moff is the regional governor rather than a military rank.
Oh,
So
Okay.
why is he in a military
so it's a
uniform?
political. So it's a political position.
So he got it because his cousin was like the governor of a different system. And he was like, well, I don't. He's a legacy, so we got to put him in the position.
That'd be funny if he comes out in a dress like Leia's, and he's like, Grand Moff. Yeah, hey, it's not military. I'm allowed to dress however I want. Right?
I'm sure. I'm sure at that point the phone rang. Bring. Hello. Yes, mother. Oh, come on. I don't care if he is your cousin. All right. I'll put him in charge of a semi-operational Death Star. He's only going to be the project manager until we get it complete. And then I'm putting somebody qualified in the position. And I swear if he gives me any lip, I'm going to invisible choke him. Okay.
Could we send him to Hoth or something? Is that possible? Where no one would really see him. And,
I mean, I know he wants to destroy something, so we'll let him destroy a meaningless planet. Okay, if we have to.
He's ready to destroy. He's ready to destroy the dignity of the Empire. Might as well destroy Alderaan.
Tell Uncle Palpatine I said Merry Christmas.
Alderaan's just a deflection. What else can we distract?
By the way, does anybody else think that Alderaan was hogging too many vowels for a planet that was about to be destroyed? Any reason why there needed to be 3 A's in Alderaan? Anyone?
Was it the
Enough A's.
DMV? Was it the DMV travel agency department? Was that what it is? Yeah. Hello, Alderaan. Yeah, listen, my cruiser is stuck in hyperspace. Could you send out for a tow? Oh, this is AA Alderaan. You want AAA Alderaan?
Yeah. So yeah. Well, that's what I think. That's
your
probably
lack of a toe disturbing.
I'm sure they decided we need a 3rd A so that we can come first in the phone book.
There's a lot of planets vying for your business. Thank you for choosing Alderaan.
Assumptions have changed.
I find your lack of advertising disturbing.
Oh boy.
Hey, real quick, because I didn't have time to do a mic check before the show. Does my mic sound like it's coming in clear today without the dropout, or is it dropping out just the same?
No, it's actually clearer because we talked about this last week. You have this on and you shut off you shut off your speakers in your room, didn't you?
Oh, look at that.
Yes,
Cool.
yes.
Yeah, you sound good.
But the problem is I can't hear myself. I mean, I hear myself in the dead, in the dead of the room, but I don't hear myself on the show. That's why I'm wondering, like, am I still on? Am I?
Yeah,
that's how it is.
That's how it is. You can hear
Okay.
each of us, but you can't hear yourself.
Okay. No, because like when I do voiceovers,
trick, you can just do this.
Where just like cut that
so
like
you can hear yourself.
Okay, got it. Yeah. That is better because in a voiceover booth, I hear myself coming through the cans.
Right. Yeah.
So, and it's like, okay, I could adjust my voice based on that, but otherwise, I can't really.
Can you make it a little less Yiddish?
Well, the cans. I have the cans on my happy. With my kippy is on my happy with my hands and the microphone. The microphone.
Yeah, that's the problem. The problem is now you've got John Mancuda in crystal clear sound. Be careful what you wish for.
Congratulations. Hey, real quick. I just want to do a bit of roll call here because
there's nothing real quick on this show. Nothing.
I know.
There's
nothing.
Yeah, the intro music was like 30 minutes, and so let's see. Just look at it's really funny because I just put the cans on and I'm like, let me see what my volume level is. All of a sudden,
it's funny because I pop in, it's like 4:59 Pacific time. So what, 7:59 your time, East Coast time, wherever you're watching in the world. We're all on Pacific time here anyway. So it's like 4:59, and I'm here, and I look at Johnny, I go, is Mancuda late for his own show? He goes, it's all right, I got 2.5 minutes of intro music. We're good. I'm like, all right.
No, I'm always here to go on. Yeah, I thought we would have like a couple minutes delay to do a mic check, because I'm like, all right, let me see if this works good. How are my levels? And all of a sudden it's like, I'm like, oh, we're on. Okay. Am I wearing pants? Hold on.
Yeah, and it was all messed up to me. As long as it sounded good over the air, as long as it was working.
Well, it'd be the only thing on the show that sounds good on the air.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm not working. Believe me, this is as good as it gets, folks.
By the way, Brian Davies says the Grand Moff rank is the 6th highest in the Empire. So what are the other 5? I mean, we know obviously Emperor and then Lord Vader. Lord Vader isn't even technically in the Empire. It's a religious figure. He's like the cardinal that pretty much pulls the strings from on high. So what are the other 5 ranks in the Empire?
Am I crazy? I thought Grand Moff was over Darth Vader.
I thought so too. Well, yeah, because he's a military person. Darth Vader's not in the military, so he doesn't hold an official rank.
And who the fuck is the Grand Vizier in the Imperial Ruling Council? Well, the Imperial Ruling Council, that's that's in another world there. And same with the Grand Admirals. They're like chokeable, expendable, whatever. But like, who the fuck is the Grand Vizier? Who is that?
I love the fact that there's a debate going on as to the political structure of the Empire right now. This is beautiful. This is the greatest show of all. You'll never top this.
Yeah, this is what everyone comes on to escape COVID-19 with meaningless dribble.
But here's the thing: the legitimate Star Wars podcasts and streams right now are gonna be like, "What the hell's going on over on the Beane Show? Why are they? They're completely sucking at the tit of our audience. What the hell? These guys don't know anything about it. Start talking about guys. Talk about Firehouse and Poison. This is our turf. We're gonna have. I bet there's a Star Wars raid coming. Before we're done here, there'll be a raid.
Yeah, but no one will hit us. So the troopers will be firing everywhere, and we'll be like,
I actually know a Star Wars channel. I mean, they don't know
I'm
me.
not shocked to hear that.
But I know of them, and their audience is huge.
Oh well, we need.
I know it is. Of course. What, are you saying that Star Wars is bigger than this show?
We definitely need their Star Wars audience.
Yeah, but they don't even have to talk about Star Wars. They can talk about anything, and people are there.
We talk about anything, and people are here. I mean, the fact that myself and Paul are here, I don't even know. We have zero life.
Someone's making money off this, and it's not us.
Yeah. Beane.
Speaking of that,
and here it comes.
We got to thank our channel members. We got to thank our executive producers today.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's thank Charles Green, Mike Neese, Robbie Johnson, Connor Johnson, Music Therapy Laz, 5150. I was about to say Cisco. Is Cisco here with the thong song? 5150, Michael Smith, David Ennis, and some Dave dude who I have to call, actually. I owe you a phone call, some Dave dude.
Is he in the dictionary under some Dave dude?
Some Dave dude. I looked in the yellow pages under some.
That's probably what you do. See, if he had been some Dave with multiple A's, he would have been first on the list. Some Dave dude.
No, it would be awesome Dave dude, but with 3 A's.
Awesome Dave dude, yeah.
Nice.
Some Dave dude.
Let's do a little roll call, because we're the show's half over and we haven't said hi to anyone. So let's Jason McNamara, how are you, brother? Bozique, Bended Butt Cheeks, Brian Spalding, Ben Tom, Noise with Namis, Thrash Metal and Fun Riffs, David Ennis, Nightbots in the house, Dan Halen, Colleen Gray, Hugh Caldwell, Amanda Coombs, Mr. Hellstorm 74. Oh, God help me. Bry the Sign Guy, Evo 8ya, Gargets Entertainment, Thomas Santiago, Linny Lou and Mary.
Well, you as soon as you mentioned a Mexican, my German dog was like, "Oh, we can't have them here."
Nazi bastard.
Oh my God.
Papa Blue, Vistalite 1972, Blank Palette 2, The Chad, David Ennis, Colin Gray. Let's see who else. Steffi, looking at her romper bumper stomper doomer. Colin Gray, Dan Halen, Jimmy Carr, and everyone else I've missed.
By the way, thank you,
Welcome,
Evo, for the nice words. That and big thanks to Jason McNamara for having me hang around with Ricky Phillips and Dave Amato. If you haven't seen that, go to Jason McNamara's channel and check that out. Live streams with famous friends. It was kind of fun to do that. Also, he had a great one just recently with our friend Caleb Rappaport and the boys in Nerd Halen. Outstanding show, just a fun show. Congratulations on getting a word in on Hal Sparks. That's not an easy thing to do.
You live that life, Paul. You live that life. It's
he is. You just Hal's great because if you do a 3-hour show, you can go, ladies and gentlemen, Hal, and he finishes. You're done. And he's great. I love Hal. He's one of my favorite people on the planet. Love him in every way, shape, and form. He's a great dude. But what a fun interview with the Nerd Halen guys. That was cool. So Jason, thank you for the hospitality a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, Nerd Halen going places, boys and girls. I knew them when.
I love that it was all Caleb's bullshit story that he faked, the whole fake it till you make it thing, which, is a story of a couple of different things. There's been bands that have done that. This is not that kind of a band that would be suitable for this show. But if you look at the history of the band Porcupine Tree and Steven Wilson, Porcupine Tree did not exist. They were a figment of Steven Wilson's imagination until people went, hey, this band sounds really good. Can we hear some stuff from it? And he's like, shit. Oh boy, they bought it. Never doubted it for a second. So that's what Caleb had to do. He had to put something together. He was talking so much smack, and the snowball started to roll. Next thing you know, you got to put a band together. We should do that.
Oh, listen,
talk about this amazing band and make it up.
Don't think I haven't put us already in a band. Pick an instrument, guys.
Oh, great.
I'm already claiming the sousaphone. Because I want the biggest, most cumbersome fucking instrument I can possibly break my back on.
Well, I'm guessing you can probably get a whole bunch of prime grade A LA ass playing the contrabassoon.
Oh, so God,
yes. That's where I'm going with.
Excuse me, are you the xylophone player? I could be. Who plays the cowbell?
Yeah, I love the way you stroke that triangle mallet.
It's great.
What we need to do, dude, you know what gets you laid? Calliope. Seriously.
with the little steam coming out of the top and a cotton candy machine in the front, and there's like some chimp there with a little tin cup, holding it for tips and
just chicks, just tons of humidity coming from the crotches of
there you go. Nice blue cotton candy for you, kids. Is your mom single? Good. Give JoJo a quarter.
That'll be
your mom's ripping the kid's face off. No. I love that. It was a good idea to have chimps around.
By the way, some Dave dude just named it Popcorn, the band.
Thank you. We are
He's on the stage.
Oh my god.
Ladies and gentlemen, JoJo the chimp for his tambourine solo. You remember Josie and the Pussycats? Like, what was it? Valerie just played the tambourine.
Yeah, and by the way, wasn't Valerie just a poor man's Daphne from Scooby-Doo? Weren't they the same person?
No, Melody.
Oh, Melody. My mistake.
Well, let's see. Well, Daphne was a redhead. Melody was a blonde. And now, by the way, audience, we're on music now, so pay attention. Now we're actually on 80s metal. This is 80s metal. Melanie, the drummer of Josie and the Pussycats.
Just so you know, the chat has abandoned the show. They're still debating the structure of the empire. That's still happening.
Right? We're up to 118 people watching this.
And none of them are getting any entertainment value.
All of a sudden. This is crazy.
I told
you
somebody's
getting any entertainment value.
Somebody flagged the Star Wars channel and they are going to come in and raid. We're screwed.
Hey, they're They're figuring out how long a parsec is on the Beane show. Really?
They don't even know. You know what that dog? That dog is like a fat womp rat. That's all he is. It's not a real dog.
Nerf herder.
Nerf Halen.
Nerf herder Halen.
I would like to thank John Biel for researching what a calliope was and sending me the link on Wikipedia.
All I know is I just glanced at the chat. I just glanced at the chat and I see Ben Tom has, but Melody had an ass. And then Amanda Coombs is saying, I might wear cat ears regularly. What type of kink are you guys in? We're talking about Star Wars and they're like having a fucking FetLife meeting on the chat room.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I mean, the cool part about it is they've got the furry thing covered in Star Wars because I can wear the Wookiee outfit and Johnny can be, can be Watto. He can be Watto. He's got the hat and everything.
So, Andy.
I'm Star Wars out after this, man.
Oh, come on. You love Star Wars, don't you?
Not this much.
No? All right. So you want to move on to Doctor Who or should we get into Star Trek or Stargate or what do you want to,
I don't know.
And
No,
Colleen Gray makes a great point, by the way. A parsec is a unit of distance, not time.
Not time. Yep.
12 parsecs. That far. By the way, did you guys see on my my Facebook yesterday? I posted a great photo someone sent me of Boba Fett walking into a bar, and there's Carmen Sandiego and Waldo having a drink and look at the door like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, he's good.
He's good. He's good.
No, that is great. All things considered, I mean, look, there are so many things that people that divide us. Star Wars is fine, man. I'm all right with it. I'd rather talk Star Wars than all the other nonsense that's going on in the world. So this is good. By the way,
we were talking murder hornets a minute ago. Now we're on parsecs. Much better.
Yep. Again, now everybody's doing the math on parsecs. Suddenly this is school.
Yeah, great. I thought you guys came here for an escape. Now you're working. Papa Blue wants to know if I would eat a matter baby if I were starving. I would eat a matter baby even if I were just snacking. What are you talking about?
Beautiful.
Colleen Gray says Murder Hornets, best band name ever.
Yeah, it's already been done. Somebody's already trying to trademark it. True story. My buddy, who's a radio guy, he does a syndicated show, guy's named Lou Brutus. He already developed their first album cover. He's already doing the album artwork. I mean, that was immediate. The minute you heard Murder Hornet, you're like, oh yeah, that's happening.
Actually, he's got a problem if he's trying to copyright that name because what's his name, Brutus? Because right now there's competition.
Oh, you're taking me name from me band, Brutus. I was gonna change the band. I manage Olive in the Oils. Olives.
Gross.
Yeah, you can't do that voice. You can't do that. You can't do that voice very long, otherwise you sound like that forever.
Yeah, you'll blow your throat out.
Yeah, it's not good for you. It's never good on there. Yes, Amanda Coombs actually saw this thing. As we talk guitars for a second, Prince's guitar, I forget what the name of it is, but it's one of those ones that's got the weird sort of
the cloud, one of the clouds.
Yeah, it's like a blue one. It wasn't purple, but it's like almost like a blue, almost periwinkle, whatever it is, color. They're expecting it to fetch like $300,000 for a Prince guitar, which is, I
swear, I hope my guitars get a lot of money when I die. Hopefully next week. Well, I want to make money as fast as I can.
That'll be the interesting part. Is I'll be here. It'll be 4:59 next Tuesday. John and I will be just sitting here waiting. Maybe Mancuda died, or maybe we'll be like. Do you
have any of his guitars?
We'll be like what's his name, Chucky in Good Will Hunting, just waiting outside the door for Will to come out. Mancuda will be in his car on his way to Western Massachusetts.
There it is. What's it called, Johnny?
It's a cloud
blue
guitar.
balls or something. Is it called the Blue Cloud or anything? Or
Yes.
Say.
Yes. It's a
Yeah,
1984 Blue Cloud.
guitar. Okay, yeah.
Oh, the cloud.
A
Yeah.
cloud. Looks like the most uncomfortable fucking thing in the world to play.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to get the access to the upper frets for that. You have to you put your thumb. It's almost like the shocker. You gotta work that deal on the top of that.
I think anything above the 9th fret is impossible.
Yeah, well, Prince had tiny little hands. So
There's no bridge on that guitar. There's no bridge or strings.
What a ripoff! I bet they only get 280,000 for it. Hugh Caldwell wants to know who today's sponsors are. Well, as usual, they are Bang Energy Drink and Swiss Picks. Both beautiful products that deal with our bullshit. So thank you to both companies. And thank you to Hugh for asking about that.
As I am not a legitimate cast member, I'm like the contributing cast member on Saturday Night Live that they make work for free for 9 years before you actually get to be a featured artist. You're the featuring the fat guy from Phoenix. I don't get any of the Bang Energy Drink or the Swiss Picks.
I'm going to mail you a Swiss Pick. Yeah, I was going to say.
We can get you some picks.
Here's the thing. It's funny. I have a handful of picks here on my desk, none of which are the sponsors. You know, they're just all garbage picks, and I can't really play guitar.
Yeah, we got to get you one of these
garbage picks.
These help you be a better player. These help you be a better player.
I'm sure they do. I got this one from a band called Rockland. And the pick might as well be a piece of zinc. It's the heaviest pick I've ever seen. I'm thinking maybe I could use that as like a balcony, something that just to stand. It's ridiculous. There's no give in this pick whatsoever. This thing might as well be a blade for a friggin' scythe.
Is it plastic?
Like a throwing star.
Yeah.
It's like a ninja weapon. Throw it into the throat of your enemy.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what it is. I think it's a defense mechanism. If you're on stage, you take it and put somebody's eye out in the front row.
You killed the Shogun! I was just throwing a pick at someone in the audience. I didn't know.
I just threw that at my screen, and I think I might have cracked it.
Oh, no.
You just killed the groupie.
Groupie? What is this, Popcorn the Band?
Jojo, come on. We're doing an encore. Come on. Shits on the stage and throws it at the audience. Like, some artists throw picks. JoJo's throwing monkey poop.
There you go. Now the show is complete.
Yeah. The standard of the show is once again kept to that low bar you, the audience, expect. So thank you. Yeah. So, wow.
I'm glad this isn't my real name.
Johnny Beanowitz and Steenberg. We'll short it to Beane at Ellis Island.
The good news is he hasn't really built an empire based on that name, so it won't be tough to change.
The Empire. Speaking of the Empire.
And now we're back to my show.
Full circle. There we go.
Kylo Ren I think if we've learned anything today, it's that Kylo Ren is a pussy.
SD Dazan wants to know, do I like Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David? I love it. And I'm friends with some of the people on that show.
I'll get that. Hang on, I'll get that. How many are you going to do? You want me to get how many friends? I'm down here anyway. Go ahead.
I'm just tossing the names. I'm just dropping the names. So make sure that you pick them all up. Hold on. Get me some lipstick. The ass is drying my lips.
Here, this is how OCD I am. I had to go get that pick. I couldn't leave it there. I was like, oh no, must get the pick.
Yeah, well, it'll eat through the
car. Go back in the pile. Must be back. It puts
Gene
the lotion
Simmons
on its skin.
Gene Simmons wants to save money so bad he started doing that little fishing wire with the pick trick. He throws it at someone that lands in their hat. They're like, "Yeah, I got a pick," and Gene's like, "Thanks,
it's the elastic. It puts it in his pocket and it comes right back. Like
Gene's like, all those Duncan yo-yo classes I took paid off.
What if all those picks that he threw on stage were attached to him, where they all came back? Was that what you mean? When he's on stage playing?
There was fingernails, for fuck's sake.
Oh, I have I have a Gene Simmons pick somewhere, and I'm waiting. I still haven't paid the bill. I'm avoiding bill collectors. They call me all the time.
No.
You still owe me $4.99 for that pick.
And taxes.
You know what? You owe me money back for Psycho Circus. All right, so let's just call it even.
You didn't like Psycho Circus?
I actually, I love "We Are One." That's one of my favorite songs that Kiss has ever done. I love that song. I think it's a fantastic song.
The title track and video to that I thought were fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I was disappointed because I wanted it to be a Kiss album, and it wasn't. It was Gene and Paul and assorted other players, and they tried to pass it off like the originals were all together, but they're only one song, and it's the Psycho Circus, the one that you like. I think "We Are One" is a phenomenal song. It's got a great hook. It's as good a song, and Gene sings it well, especially for his age. Wait a
minute. So there's more than one track on that CD?
Yeah.
Because I just stopped at Psycho Circus.
Right. And trust me, you haven't suffered at all.
What's really funny is I'm looking at that logo right there. That's a lot like our first Popcorn record logo. I think we got a
Yep, that's Popcorn the band right there. See, again, it all comes full circle.
I'm gonna get us t-shirts that say that, right?
What, Popcorn the band?
Popcorn the band, yeah.
Yeah, with a big calliope on it and a monkey. And a monkey throwing the devil horns. JoJo. Yeah.
Oh man.
It'll be
JoJo wants a bigger cut.
Popcorn the band live from JoJo's cage.
Blue Rhino will be sitting behind a drum kit just looking. Nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
Great. Let's see. Looking into the chat. Do I know Larry David's TV wife? Why do you want to know what wives I know? Is that like a reputation I have? Am I good to,
who's asking that?
Ben Tom. And Music Therapy Laz, it continues. It's still Kylo Ren destroys the Empire, but he's still a pussy. We're still on Kylo Ren. Everyone in the chat's debating Kylo Ren.
There is no debate. It's over. He sucks. Kylo Ren sucks. Sucks. First of all, the idea that he took the helmet off at all was bullshit. Like, first he's, oh, boy, I had to take this thing off so you guys could just see the emotion in my eyes, how sad I am.
What's really funny? I'm just online at Amazon looking for a cod piece for a monkey. Just seeing if they have that size. Do you have a banana hammock for a monkey?
I'm a 2X, by the way, John, just in case you're wondering.
I'm a negative 2X. Let's see. 2 questions in the chat. What's Warren DeMartini doing now that he's been at a rat for a few years? And what's happening with John Sykes? Well, let's see. As you saw by the new rat commercial for Geico, Warren not in the band still. Not really doing anything. I mean, he's been in holding position. I haven't even seen anything saying he's doing studio work. I mean, has anyone else heard of anything?
No.
Nothing, right?
It's
funny. Need money.
It's a race to see which guy, which guy can do less, Warren or John Sykes.
Yeah. Now, well, Sykes at least has an album that he's worked on for 5 years, kind of ready to go. The album, to my understanding, it's ready for distribution. But what's going on with it? That's a whole political bullshit thing. And that I think is just about money. But he at least has an album ready to go. And I'm really looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's going on with them two fellers. Speaking of which, let's go into a little bit of music news because I got a bunch of it. Let's see. Axl Rose once again ringing up the controversy bell. basically the California beach protesters in Orange County. Axel's very against them, and he put up a tweet saying, if the sheriffs can choose not to enforce the beach closures, can hospitals choose to not admit any COVID-19 suspected beachgoers? Just asking. So he's getting some people on one side supporting and some people hating on him. Axel, why even bother, man? Why even bother?
Well, he's bored. He's bored like every other musician on the planet. He's bored. Unlike every other musician on the planet, he's not doing Jason McNamara's live streams with famous friends. See what I did there?
But he could. He could.
But he could. Wouldn't that be great if Jason and Axel were to hook up and did their thing? Bored musicians, two things can happen. Idle hands can bring great creativity, or they can allow one of these guys to put their foot square in their mouth. And Axel chose the latter, which is what he does. This shouldn't be out of character for him. It's the way he's been for 30 years. Incredibly opinionated, sometimes against the grain, and who cares? He's entitled to his opinion.
When he shows
up, he's in trouble. Yes, he's entitled to his opinion, but just understand when people start giving him the finger for it, you brought that on yourself. You could have just been quiet. Doesn't affect him. Axel's not. Here's the thing. Axel's not going to Malibu. He's not going to be hanging around on the beach. Look at this.
Look at this T-shirt that just popped up in the ad.
Isn't that the one that my idle hands were jerking off on last week?
Look at that. That's nice.
It doesn't even look like you anymore. You've got to take a Sharpie for everyone you ship out and draw a beard on.
Oh. By the way,
it looks like you.
I've stumbled upon, I found out that I have the YouTube app on my television because I never look at any of the apps that I have. So I popped that on and I was looking, and again, I was watching one of Jason's streams. And then afterwards, I found a video of Axel singing, I don't know if it was Dirty Deeds. It was Dirty Deeds or no, Shoot to Thrill with AC/DC at Madison Square Garden. And I'm glad I didn't go to those shows. I mean, I think it's great that AC/DC did finish that tour, but Axel, what awful. And I hope
Axel didn't go either.
It was awful. Just terrible. I mean, it was better than some of the Guns N' Roses shows he did with the 9 other guys that they needed to replace Duff and Slash, but it was still no. Don't do that.
There's other guys that can ape the AC/DC sound way better than Axel. Way better.
Mark Storace was the guy. Mark Storace should have done it. He would have been great. For those that don't know who that is, lead vocalist for Crocus. There is audio out there of Mark Storace singing some of the Bon Scott era AC/DC, and he was phenomenal.
Yeah, it's terrific. And he has that voice.
Yeah, who would you think would do it?
I would have guessed what's his name from Dirty Looks if he hadn't died.
Heinrich.
I always fuck his name. Heinrich Olstegard.
Yeah.
But he died. But he would have been perfect because he had that raspy thing. But I mean, there are other guys.
Joel O'Keefe from Airborne would have been good at it.
Not familiar with Airborne. Crocus would have been my first living guess if you hadn't have said it.
Yeah. Joel O'Keefe from Airborne would have been good at it. I have a friend, if you remember, here's your obscure 80s band of the moment to this week. See if you can reference Nevada Beach. Band called Nevada Beach. Probably most famous for Lars wearing one of their t-shirts in the Year and a Half in the Life of video. Somewhere in that he was wearing a Nevada Beach t-shirt that my buddy Hank got to him at some point. But Hank would have done a great job with Hank Decken is his name. Would have been a good singer.
Decking his ass.
Well, it's Hank
Decking his mouth.
I believe it's Hans van der Decken. I believe is his.
Oh boy, here we go.
Name.
Here we go.
Now we're back to Grandma van der Decken.
Who has opened the beach?
Again, W. Axl Rose, still not as bad a name as Amir Darak. Fuck you. I'm here to rock. There you go, Nevada Beach.
You know what's really funny? I made friends with a girl just randomly, and we're talking about music and stuff, and she's like, my mom is dating a rock star, and her boyfriend used to be a rock star. I'm like, oh, who is it? And she's like, Amir Darak. I'm like, really?
Yep.
Really?
See? Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nevada Beach.
Yep.
I have never heard them. I'd like to.
They they have 2 albums out on Metal Blade. One was like an EP where they did an outstanding cover of the Angels' Marseille. Shout out to Jason McNamara again, because he knows we've had this Aussie rock love affair that we both share. But they did a cover of Marseille from Angel City. And then the second record was called Zero Day, on Zero Day. And has a Bond Scottish AC/DC feel to it. Very riffy, very Bond-like in his vocals.
Brian Spalding is talking in the chat about Warren DeMartini surfing in Hawaii and surfing in San Diego. I guess that's what Warren's doing. It's good to be Warren DeMartini. It's like you're just waiting for the phone to ring, and you're like, is today a surfing day or a wind sailing day?
Hey, Brian.
Nice. Well, let's see. We were talking Metallica. Metallica, by the way, because someone in the chat also asked, what is James Hetfield doing? Is he out of rehab? Metallica actually just got their own channel on Sirius XM. That's called, let's see.
Mandatory Metallica?
It's called Mancuda Likes Two of Us and Hates Two of Us is what it's called.
It's probably,
yeah, it's Mandatory Metallica. And for the next 30 days, they're having concerts. They're basically playing reruns of concerts from as back as 2013 and 2016, and one every day for the next 30 days.
And every Monday they live stream a show on their.
They take over Liquid Metal.
Channel.
They take over Liquid Metal, and they do a live stream. But also they're doing a charity now, and this I have to give them credit for, because it doesn't seem like the type of thing that you just out of the blue expect, but they're really doing a good thing. They'll be contributing proceeds from the weekly featured merch in the Metallica store and continuing to donate funds raised during Metallica Mondays streaming concerts for 4 charities. The 4 charities are Crew Nation, which is Live Nation's initiative to provide relief to touring and venue crews, the United States Bartenders Guild Foundation, which benefits bar workers and people in the service industries, Direct Relief, which aims to support medical professionals and first responders in the U.S., and Feeding America, which partners with the food banks in the U.S. So, well done, Metallica.
Yeah, they do. This is how you know you have too much money, is when you start getting heavily into philanthropy. That's how you know you have too much money, because there's clearly a tax benefit to it. And again, they're doing the right thing. They're giving back, which is fantastic. I think it's great. Look, bartenders and servers and restaurant personnel and the people that make their living in the service industry, and road crew people and the people that work at the venues, and all those people are screwed for the next 18 months, because people aren't going to be going to bars yet. Not yet, but hopefully soon. People aren't going to be going to concerts, despite what the state of Missouri has announced today, which is the governor of Missouri announced that concerts can take place in Missouri. Good luck there. Welcome to Cholera Fest.
Have fun. Yeah. We'll be rooting for you, Missouri.
Good luck. Kansas is like, finally, eminent domain plays right into our hands.
Yeah, and let me give a shout out to Michigan, keeping it classy, definitely, for a guy coughing into and wiping his nose on a store worker's shirt when he got called out for not wearing a mask. So that's on top of already shooting a security guard for asking someone to wear a mask in a store. Keep it classy, Michigan. We're rooting for you.
Yeah, no, but you know what? But suck a big bag of dicks, California. The guy walking around with the fucking KKK hood on in the supermarket. Come on,
that guy would get christened like a boat with a champagne bottle if I fucking see anyone walking near me in a fucking KKK hood or sporting a pro swastika sign in a store. Just be aware. Don't come near me.
Yeah, that's you get good and curb stomped for stuff like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, freedom of speech.
Sure.
Sometimes there's a price to pay, though.
I'm going to exercise my freedom to slap you in the face with a bottle.
Yeah, so there's a lot of goofy shit going on in the world, and the idea that Metallica are giving back a little bit to the service industry and to those road crews that are all, that make, and they don't, and by the way, just for those people that don't know, road crews and lighting riggers and truck drivers and all that stuff, a lot of those guys don't have health benefits. They don't have insurance. They don't have a union. They don't have, it's their day by day laborers, or they get paid by the tour. And they don't get insurance or benefits. They're pretty much on their own. So when these tours shut down, they've got nothing. Like, it's zero. There's no unemployment for them because they're contract labor. So I think it's great.
Yeah,
that
and
the
these guys
from Metallica
these
are doing
guys aren't the rock stars. These guys aren't the rock stars. So you got to realize they're just totally devoid of money. My family's suddenly not eating. They need help. Bartenders too. I mean, look, there's a lot of good charities, and we hope you guys tune into them on Monday. Not conflicting with any of our shows, but we do hope you tune in. And I think it's on the we're still collecting money for the Napster lawsuit channel on Sirius XM. So yeah, no, that's a good thing. All jokes aside, hats off to Metallica. Kudos.
Yeah, it's
good for them. And speaking of charities, here's another band getting behind charities, Steel Panther. Now, Steel Panther does a lot of animal charity work, which I support various animal charities too. But they basically they partnered with Los Angeles-based animal rescue Heavenly Pets and set up the Steel Panther all-day kitty cam. Now, you would think that you turn that on and it's like a pussy cam, right? There it is. That's it right there. There's Ned the cat. And it broadcasts kittens live from the animal shelter that are available for adoption, as well as to accept donations to animal rescue for abandoned pets during the COVID-19 pandemic. And they've done animal charities before. Their shows as part of their Gods of Pussy animal rescue activation, which is a great fucking name. And they said, public statement, we heard Giving Tuesday now was May 5th, which is today, Cinco de Mayo. I'm showing you beads. Show me your boobs. And our early plan was to give away free Mexican beer for Cinco de Mayo, but the stupid virus ruined our plan, explained Steel Panther. Fuck you, coronavirus. Then we heard about all the pussy being abandoned, and we thought we had to do something about it because Steel Panther makes no secret how much we love cats. So there you go. You can go on Steel Panther's website and check that out. The Heavenly Pets all-day kitty cam for animal rescue. So there you go.
By the way,
Look
Jason just pointed out that Ace, my dog, just came up as soon as he saw Ned on camera. He's like, dinner.
Nice.
Yep. Well, you didn't hear it, but Lemmy is on the outside. You can't see her on the camera, but she's over in the hallway like, did somebody say cat?
Someone say Napster? So there's Steel Panther and Metallica both doing good charity work, and we're happy to hear that because you know what? In a time where we're hearing all these fucked up stories, it's nice to hear people helping other people. And look, we all say this on the show every week. Come here, get an escape from the madness, and laugh with us, have fun with us, and be kind to each other on the outside. Be kind to the elderly, and just do nice things. We're stressed enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
I mean, when it's all
wash your hands.
Like, all joking aside, it doesn't cost anything to be good to people. You know what I mean? It could be. Life is the only thing you don't get back is time. So be cool. Don't be negative. And, I mean, it's one thing to joke about stuff. The spirit of like the mocking and shit that we do is all done just to get a laugh. There's no real, I don't believe half the shit I say. It's just to try.
I don't believe half the shit you say either. You should be sued up and down.
Yeah. Well, that's the good news is this is the internet and Neanderthal is not my birth name. So good luck with that.
And Mancuda's not my fuck. I'm fucked.
Yep.
That's why I said, I wish this wasn't, I'm glad this isn't my real name.
Yeah.
He said, trying to deflect blame.
Oh, man.
I can't wait till the FBI, because it's not like your ISP is traceable, but for being the source of the show, that door behind you gets kicked open, and the men in black in their Ray-Bans and their suits that come in with their flashy thing. Poof.
I just hope it happens on a Tuesday because I want the ratings. I want the ratings. I call me selfish. I want the ratings.
You're selfish.
Literally. The ratings.
I see what you did there. Look at that, Johnny Beane with the swing.
Hey-o.
It's back, and I don't think it's playable.
Yeah,
Bill Richards. Johnny Beane is a fake name. Yes.
Yeah.
Just like Peter North was a fake name.
Yeah, Bill. This isn't my real name.
And it took me a long time to know that, to learn that Peter North was a fake name. When I was a kid, I was like, Peter North. Yeah, that's his name. Oh, damn it! Son of a bitch!
Yeah,
They got me
Ron
again.
Jeremy. Ron Jeremy, you know. Ron Jeremy. Because, you know, Ron Jeremy. Let's see. Speaking of great names, let's do a little bit of Van Halen news because this is really fun. Story came out this week, and this is probably my favorite story of the week. And it's basically this writer, Andrew Bennett, and he's telling the story of he spent 212 days filming Van Halen, starting with the time that Eddie asked Wolfgang to join the band. What do you got there? What's that?
That's the
Is
book
that his
which,
book? Is that his book?
You're referring that I'm not going to plug because we're not going to plug it, but that's it right there. That's the book you're talking about.
There it is.
Yeah.
So 212 days filmed, starting with when Eddie asked Wolfgang to join the band. And, you know, Eddie basically came up to Wolfgang and he says, hey, I've kicked Michael Anthony out of the band. I've replaced him with my son. I want you to come up here and film this. So, you know, obviously, you know, wanting to catch this newsworthy scene, he's fine. But he basically, it started off, it was supposed to be one day of rehearsing, turned into 3, turned into a month, turned into many months. And it was 212 days from day one of Wolfgang's first rehearsal. And he describes it is that he says, my understanding was that Wolfgang had rehearsed the catalog on his own for a month or two. And then he showed up for a rehearsal and just nailed it. If you could see the footage, the look on Eddie's face is priceless. He was so excited. Now here he is with his brother and son, not just like fucking around or noodling around. Instead, this kid is some kind of savant. And Eddie's so happy and so into it, and he just stands still. He usually just doesn't move around in rehearsal, but now he's excited. And with Wolfgang right there, you see him doing all these little stage moves. It was fun to see him so happy like that. Now, Wolfgang's attitude was basically, hey, do you want to play with me? Wolfgang basically said, yeah, okay, let's do this. Now think about that. It's like, you know, everyone's like, wow, Wolfgang must have been blown away. It's like, you're asked to join Van Halen. He's like, no, man, you know, I just gotta hang with my dad. You know, it's like, you know, go take your kid to work day. Yeah, all right, I'll do it.
And
my
keep
dad's
in mind,
department. I'll do it.
keep in mind, at this time, Eddie was in the poorest of health that he was dealing with at this period in his life. Was in the poorest of health. I mean, his substance issues were sort of under the radar, but imagine you're seeing your father, who's become basically a hermit in the studio, like almost Jimmy Page, like in his obsession with all the stuff that he's doing in the studio and not going out in public. And you get a chance to basically bond with your father, who's in a bad way. He's basically saving his life. I mean, it's a lot of responsibility for Wolfgang to take on in that point. So he should be credited for that as well.
But it goes even further than that. This is the best part of the story. So they're rehearsing and stuff, and Wolfgang out of the blue just brought it up at the end of rehearsal one day and said, hey, Dad, you know what we should do? We should call Roth, see if he wants to get back together and go on tour. And Eddie says, sure, fucking call him. And that's how this went on. So he just sat there and wrote out this script with pen and paper. He was really nervous. And then he picks up the phone, called Roth, and left a voicemail. He says, hi, Dave. My name is Wolfgang Van Halen. I'm the new bass player in Van Halen. We've been jamming lately. And is that him? Wolfie? Is that him? I'm the new bass player in Van Halen. We've been jamming lately, and we're wondering if you might want to come jam and maybe go on tour. Give me a call. And that's how fucking Dave came back into the fucking Van Halen fold. Wolfgang just out of the blue is like, you know, it'd be cool. Let's erect a giant purple dildo statue in the front yard. No, Wolfie, that wouldn't be cool. All right, Dad. Hey, how about I call Roth? Yeah, sure. Cool. Call him.
Well,
that's what he says.
There are two things you need to keep in mind in that situation. The first is even Wolfgang knew, let's call Roth. He didn't say let's call Hagar. you know what we should do? We should call Roth, right? That was the first move, because so out of the mouth of babes, he was like, this is probably the better move. And the second goes back to what I was just telling you. Eddie Van Halen was so fucked up back then that seemed like a good idea. You know what I mean? Like, he was so fucked up that the idea that when his kid said to him, hey, you know what we should do? We should call Roth. Anybody in their right mind would have been like, no. No.
Hey, Dad, Dad, you know what'd be cool? You know what'd be cool, Dad? Let's call Popcorn the band, see if they'll be our opening tour act. Yeah, sure. Call Mancuda.
Popcorn the band.
Wolfgang, if you're watching, because I know the Halens sometime watch the broadcast. If you're watching, kudos to you. Brilliant move on your part. And please consider us, Popcorn the band, the four of us.
Yeah.
Consider us to go on. You know.
Do you think we can get
five of us? Actually,
can we get Jay Hannon to engineer our record? Because that kid makes anything sound good.
He really does.
If he can save Popcorn the band, we're golden.
Wow. Well, this is a first. He actually wants in here.
What?
He's
coming in. You know why?
Something you said. Yeah.
No, you know what he's pissed off?
Jay.
Jay.
Yeah, he's pissed off. He's pissed off because we did the Wolfgang said to call Roth. Even he knew that was a good idea, and he's like, "Fuck you, Sammy rules. I want in."
Well, Jay, come on. We'll have the Roth Sammy debate
again.
But you can't join Popcorn. You could be in the opening act.
No, I know, Jay. I think Jay can. We need a 7-string player in Popcorn. Wait, look, John, we need someone who can play.
Hey, man, I'm not looking to share more money for talent.
At some point,
we'll actually have to pay. Jay's a real player. We'll have to pay him real money.
No, no. If we get him in the band, it's just like what Van Halen did with Roth. He already owns the PA. If we get him in the band, we don't have to rent the PA.
That's a good point. That Calliope will scream. JoJo is doing the split kicks that Roth used to do. Get Blue Rhino on stage doing the ribbon dance.
Jay, there you go, Jay.
Here comes Jay.
Jay's
now it's over. He's coming in. He's coming in, and he's coming in hard.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Jay Hannon of Gizmochi coming on. Where is he?
Now he's going to leave us high and dry like a dry. No, fuck those guys. They want me here now.
Yeah, I know. Where is he? Welcome to Tech More on Tuesday. We can't even get our guys on. That's great.
Wow.
Johnny's just making us wait now. Johnny's like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Jay's
he's
actually debating. He's like, is this a good idea?
He's not here yet. Yeah,
he's got because Jay has better things to do than be part of the show. He just wants to sit on the outside and rip on the show. That's the best part of the show, is being the guy that can rip on the show.
Wait, you can do that?
Our audience. Why not?
Oh.
There you go.
Yes, Bozique actually asked, do any of the Van Halens ever really watch this show? Yes. Actually, sometimes Eddie has watched it. Yes. That's no joke.
Which is scary.
It is scary. It is scary.
Yeah.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Jay Hannon of Gizmochi in a disco.
Looking like a villain from Batman.
How do I do it? How can I make it?
You'll never find where I am now.
Pardon me. I'm not groomed.
What's
today,
going on, man?
Are you outside?
I'm on my patio porch, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Oh, look at you. I keep forgetting it's nighttime in other parts of the country.
Yeah, it's look, it's my backyard.
It's like you're on a paddle boat.
Yeah, look at look how dark it is.
A paddle boat casino or something with all those lights.
I'll have the whatever the hell these things are called. Can you guys
Christmas
hear me okay?
lights?
Those are
Christmas
cool.
lights, Jay.
I gotta get some of those.
Well, you can change the colors to anything.
Oh, that's
but anyway,
awesome.
Mancuda, you left out a great part of that story, man.
Here it comes.
The Wolfgang part when he's talking, when he calls Roth and leaves him the voicemail. You guys there?
Yeah. No, we're letting you talk.
Oh,
Aren't you welcome? You're welcome.
I'm welcome. What?
You're a little breaking up, but you're
they're actually letting you talk. They don't let me talk
over. Yeah.
Am I breaking up? Really?
No, you sound fine.
Oh, you're just
a
breaking
little
up with me.
You're not. Okay, go ahead, Jay.
Okay.
All right. So after
Wolfgang,
God damn it! After Wolfgang, after Wolfgang calls and leaves a voicemail on Roth's phone, Roth calls Eddie, and Eddie answers, and Roth goes, "Hey Dave, or hey Ed, I think Wolfgang just called and left me a message." And Eddie goes, "Wolfgang called you?" And Roth goes, "Yeah." And Dave goes, or Eddie goes, "Well, why the fuck are you calling me? Call him back."
Yeah.
It was something like that. I know.
Yes.
I screwed up the word, but
No, Jay, legitimate question. What's your blood alcohol level right now, or your THC level?
both are near zero.
Oh, all right. I figured maybe you were just
Because the room is spinning.
A little
No,
spinning.
I had a what the hell did I have today? What do you have on Cinco de Mayo besides
Tacos.
Corona? We just had some taco meat and chips. I had a Sammy's Cabo Wabo.
Oh, that did
tequila
it.
and what are they called again? Maybe I am drunk. Shit,
Oh.
It's a margarita.
that's what I had today. I had one margarita.
Just one.
I just see the room spinning and colored lights, and it's like
I just like it. He decided to pick those colors on his back porch so he could create Jay's Mexican Cantina. He's just partying at home tonight. What he should have done is hired Popcorn the band to play.
We do backyards, actually. We do the big venues. We fill backyard barbecues.
I love Jay. Jay's a good dude, but I think he's drunk. Did he shut down? Did he just tap out?
Jay? No, he's still here.
Oh,
There you go.
He's right there.
He's back.
Oh,
He
did
blacked
tap out.
for a minute. No, he's here.
why am I here? This is
We
so
don't
weird.
even know.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Where's Jay's feed?
he tapped out.
Disappeared.
Yeah, because he's hammered.
Jay just took a big collapse. Eye roll.
Dude, yeah, he is right though. That is the best part of that whole story.
That really is.
Yeah,
That's funny. Yeah, Eddie's
that's
funny,
why
man.
Jay's a storyteller, and we're doing this.
Wow, that was weird.
Is Eddie funny?
He's got a sense of humor, man.
Hey, John Bulwer.
You know.
Jay just
I'm
said in the chat he lost his connection.
Oh, I'm so sad that my favorite band of all
Popcorn?
time, yes, Popcorn the band. But I'm just so sad that my favorite band is so fucked up. Like that is, the whole story of never meet your heroes. Like
Or put your meat in your heroes.
Oh, there's that too. Yeah. In South Boston, the hero is referred to as a Spucky, but that's a story for another time.
Spunky?
Spucky.
Spunky?
Yes. In your house, perhaps.
In my house is the monkey. JoJo's running amok. I hear dishes breaking. Jojo, I'll call Wolfgang. We'll set it up. Trust me.
Hi, this is Wolfgang Van Halen. I'm the bass player in Van Halen and the drummer in Tremonti, and I've got my own album that's coming out someday. And I was wondering if I could replace your Calliope player in Popcorn the Band, because look at him. Seriously, get rid of that guy.
No, man. I think Popcorn is going to be a very big success. Speaking of big success, we have a lot of people in the chat. Could you please take a second, if you're enjoying the show, leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Hit subscribe, hit the like button. Just take a second. Costs you nothing. By the way, Jay Hannon will be appearing on the Nez Says show this Thursday. Just give a little plug there to our buddy Dave Nesdahl. So Nez Says this Thursday with Jay Hannon of Gizmachi.
That's the great thing. I don't know if you've seen on Facebook or any other social media where Nesdahl has put out the little thumbnail of his show with Jay Hannon. The guy that you just saw on this show, the nice, amiable, likable, friendly, just swell fella, the kind of guy that you would let date your daughter were he not already married with a couple of kids. That guy.
Gosh, gee willikers.
Yes, that guy in the thumbnail for Nez Says looks like a murderous psychopath. He's like got his 7-string.
Man, it's a heavy band.
He looks like a murderous psychopath. Like there's like back here deep in the recesses of Jay Hannon's brain as the guy who would skin you and wear your skin for a suit. You can see it in that picture. Like, oh, well, that's not the guy I know. There's something wrong with that guy. honey.
He's like a wampa on the attack with that guitar.
Honey, now we're back with the wampa. Yeah, he could. Is he a wampa or is he a bantha?
No, Bantha's just kind of lumbered along. Yeah, Bantha's wampa. Hey, but speaking of Gizmochi, they have a new single. If you guys haven't checked it out, look at their Instagram, Gizmochi the band. They have a new single out, so check that out.
Super cool band, super heavy, and Jay is a good dude, and you should.
He's one of our hosts on the shows.
Should support his shit religiously, because Lord knows that the music industry needs people to support decent bands and good people, and Jay's good people. So
yeah, and he's our family, so very important.
Yes, that's the guy. That's the guy I know.
Was that earlier?
That's the guy I know. The picture. Do you have the thumbnail for Nez Says? Look at that guy, all right, and then get the thumbnail for Nez Says and put that up there, and look at the picture. Like Jay is gonna he's gonna skin a puppy in that picture. He's a horrible, horrible human being in that photograph. He's the kind of person that you would call the authorities on immediately. Like you should, like Megan's Law should that picture should be put on that in that database when you see the picture. Like, oh my God, that's not the guy that we know. That's a totally different guy. And it's awesome.
Hugh Caldwell, by the way, wants to know if he could play Jazz Triangle and Popcorn. Hugh, we're already dividing the money up between the three of us, Blue Rhino and JoJo the Chimp. We're not spreading it so thin that we're going to get $1 each per yard show. We can't do it.
Yeah.
Blue Rhino will play the triangle right next to the drums. He's got
By the way, and all kidding aside, how sad is it? And let's go back to an actual legitimate music topic. How sad is it that they had to put together, that Doug and everybody had to put together GoFundMe in LA? Did you see that the Troubadour may not come back?
Huh?
Really? I didn't hear this.
Did he cut out for you, John?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, we couldn't hear that.
The Troubadour may not come back after all this shuts down. They actually set up a GoFundMe page to try and help keep the Troubadour open. How sad is that? Can you imagine if the Troubadour went away? I'm not even from Los Angeles, but that is one of the more legendary clubs in the history of rock music. The idea that the Troubadour, I've been there.
I've watched Manny's Music go away.
It's insane.
I've watched all of 48th Street crumble away. I watched half of the fucking clubs on the Sunset Strip gone. Yep. Sorries, and they're gone. So yeah, I could see the Troubadour. And honestly, I haven't been to the Troubadour in a while. I've been to the Whiskey a bunch of times because they got active shit going. And you know, I've already told my fuck the Viper Room people story. So that's that. But I haven't been to the Troubadour in a while. I've been to the Rainbow. Rainbow still gets packed.
Yeah,
what
I mean, I think
been having
what? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they're doing because again, I'm not in Los Angeles, so I don't see that. But it is the idea that would go away. That the Troubadour. I mean, it's just another. You know, as you mentioned, Gazzari's and all these other clubs. You know, look, they were going to close the Whiskey. I'm surprised it's still open. That whole block was supposedly being sold and leveled for redevelopment. And the idea that it's still there is stunning to me. You know, when CBGB's went away in New York City, it was like, Jesus, man, you know, and I saw it happen. I mean, look, Hammerjacks is gone. L'Amour's is gone. The channel in Boston is
Jason
gone.
McNamara just brought up Amoeba Records on Sunset. That's
they're moving.
No, they're moving. They're moving.
Yeah.
Is that all they're doing?
Yes, they're moving to a different location.
But why are they even moving? Why even? The classic sign and all that shit. I mean, are they taking that with them?
I would assume so, yeah.
The neon signs they have, are they?
I saw a video last night of somebody showing the new building where they're going to be. I think it's just up the street. I don't think it's that far from the other location.
What a waste.
Yeah, no, it's
Ritual Paramutant says it raised so far 33,000 of the 50,000 they need to keep the Troubadour open. So 17,000 to go. Someone's got to chip that in.
No, some band
won't be me.
Slash will cut a check, or somebody will cut a check.
I'm reinvesting our Popcorn the Band money back into the band.
Sure, yeah.
We're not spending that. We're not spending that windfall. We're gonna buy a PA and keep upgrading.
Are you kidding me? I want lasers from behind my calliope. I want to be like the Keith Emerson of Popcorn the Band.
I got a laser pointer stuffed up my ass. I'll be like fucking Ace Frehley with the fucking things flying around in the air. It'll be great.
That's the plan. See, that's that Not in This Lifetime is the night Guns N' Roses played there. It was a Thursday night, I believe. I believe that was. Yeah,
well, there's no debate that the Troubadour is a legendary club in the 80s scene. And, look, the 17,000 ways, they'll save that. They're not
even just the 80s, like the 60s.
No, it's been around forever.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of what they did in the 60s.
Oh,
I was just a sperm.
You can't remember the 60s?
I believe
I was just a sperm.
I believe the Doors were like the house band at the Troubadour for a while.
The Troubadour has been around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me find that. Yeah.
No, that was a big bar, Los Angeles club scene. That was a big deal. Like Bowie and those guys used to hang there. I think Zeppelin used to hang there. I think
I knew the 70s and 80s.
Oh, here we go. We've got a whole timeline of the Troubadour.
Colleen Gray says her first concert was at the Troubadour.
This is cool.
No, the Troubadour is great. I mean, I don't remember many nights at the Troubadour. That's how great it was.
That's how good it was.
Yeah. Okay, look at this.
57, huh?
Look at this. All right, 57 it opens.
And wow. They haven't washed the front sign since then.
Lenny Bruce was arrested there. Bob Dylan played there in 64.
How does it feel? Troubadour!
Gonna mumble through the song for 70 minutes and you're gonna think you'll call it brilliant.
The Byrds met there at an open mic. Look at this.
Yeah, wow, no, that's an important club. That place should be, like the Rainbow, considered a landmark, a Los Angeles landmark. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, this place is bigger than the Rainbow.
I didn't realize it opened in the 50s.
Look at that. Joni Mitchell made her debut there.
James Taylor, Neil Young. I mean, it's a huge, huge venue. I mean, the idea that place could go away, somebody needs to step in. I know that there's some musician, some Los Angeles musician that is watching the show. Hi, Cece. Somebody is watching the show that can cut a seven. Look, don't buy your Krell this weekend. Give the 17 grand to the Troubadour.
Look at this. Cheech and Chong were discovered there.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, they were in the alley. They were in the alley.
Elton John made his debut there, introduced by Neil Diamond.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, look, I have no debate of it being legendary. Absolutely not. I knew the 70s and 80s history of it. I didn't know there was a 50s and 60s history of it at all.
Tom Waits was discovered there.
Yeah, no, it's a big place. I gotta go grab water. Right back.
Billy Joel makes his LA debut.
Look at this. It keeps going. There's no end. There's no
Van
end.
Morrison, the Byrds, Pointer Sisters, Jesus, Bruce Springsteen. There he goes beating those dogs again. Jesus Christ, so violent. What the hell, man? Miles Davis, Elton John, Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, The Knack.
There you go. August 18, 1982. There you go.
Ricky Lee Jones, Steffi Silva, The Eagles, Tom Harden, Metallica.
There you go. Metallica made their LA debut there.
I think that was videoed, wasn't it? Isn't that one on video somewhere? If I remember right.
Probably, yeah. Warrant here. Now we're into your territory. Warrant made their debut there in 1984.
Jesus.
Guns N' Roses debut, the classic Appetite for Destruction lineup, June 6, 1985. That's what Guns N' Roses got signed to Geffen Records there back in February of '86. Oh, no, here's where Mancuda, Pearl Jam performs there.
That's where I would have bankrupted the place. At that point, once I saw Pearl Jam, Mookie Blaylock, and Korn, that's where I would have said, yeah.
No Doubt performed their record release
That's
there.
just System of a Down. I like those guys.
Radiohead made their debut there.
Fiona Apple. Yeah,
Foo
pretty
Fighters.
soon we're getting up to Yo MTV Raps broadcast from there, so that's where I kind of draw the line. On Valentine's Day of '99, the Troubadour owner Doug Weston passes away. Dave Grohl, Phantom Planet, and that, from there it really doesn't matter. Go up to Lately. Let's see what Lately is.
It's still
The Strokes, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Lily Allen, Tom Petty, John Legend. I mean, now we're just in a different style of music. 2012. Emmylou Harris. My dick is going soft. Scroll out further. Dwight Yoakam. Yeah, keep going, man. Keep going. My balls are crawling back into my body. Bonnie Raitt. Jesus. All right, let's take it from here. Sheryl Crow. Oh boy.
Oh, Greta Van Fleet performed.
Harry Styles. Greta Van Fleet Enema. Harry Styles. Jesus Christ.
STP.
STD. Grace Wunderwall. Stone Temple Pilots. Brian Seltzer Orchestra. Michael Netsmith.
Brian Seltzer
Psychedelic
Orchestra. Ugh, my stomach is a little off.
Bad Religion. Put a little lemon in it. The Smashing Pumpkins. They probably just stopped in for a drink, wondering if they're still open. Armored Saint. There you go.
Now we're talking.
Hold on. And Billy Gibbons. Hold on. Just scroll back up, Johnny. Scroll back up. No, the other way. Your other.
No, there it is. November 30th. Armored Saint.
Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay.
November 30th.
November 18th, Billy Gibbons, who's terrific. Armored Saint. It's part of Decibel,
one of the most
Metal and Beer Fest.
Maybe the more underrated, one of the more underrated, if not one of the most underrated metal bands of theirs or any era. Armored Saint has consistently put out fantastic music from day one. Just a great band.
Yeah, I mean, would they really more be considered power metal? What do you think? Like,
no, they're metal. They're just an American heavy metal band. They're just a heavy metal band that does, straight ahead, good. I mean, now I don't even know if you would call it metal. Now you call it hard rock. But yeah, I wouldn't call them power metal because they don't, I mean, they're just heavy. They're just a good heavy metal band. Like if you say to your, I think that Armored Saint are heavy metal the same way Judas Priest are heavy metal, the same way Iron Maiden are heavy metal. They're not power metal. They're not gothic metal.
They're 80s metal. They're 80s metal.
Yeah, they're just a great straight ahead American heavy metal band. From start to finish, you cannot go wrong buying anything from Armored Saint. If there's ever been a band that is just blindly, you walk into a store and go, which record do I start with? You want to start with the first one, March of the Saint, but all of it is great. You can't go wrong.
Consistent.
Yeah, fantastic band.
Yeah, there are certain bands that you could say are just really consistent with stuff like that.
And John Bush is one of the greatest singers in metal that doesn't get any credit for it at all.
And George Bush, his brother, George Bush.
Yes, George.
Mm-hmm. And their grandfather.
George Sr. It's a great band.
They do have a retarded cousin named Jeb, unfortunately. But you knew that when you heard the name Jeb. There aren't too many cool guys named Jeb.
Meet my brother Jeb. Meet my brother Jeb. Yes, sir.
Limp Bizkit reunited there.
Well, not every show is great.
Melissa Etheridge?
I'm getting a Limp Biscuit myself hearing Melissa Etheridge's name.
Bruce Hornsby?
So Hornsby.
Sammy Hagar in the Circle. Oh yeah,
There we
they did. Right.
This place has to be saved.
Yeah, that's a club that deserves to still exist. The fact that it's not an LA landmark already is ridiculous. Maybe that will happen after this. Maybe this will.
Yeah, no,
I don't mean this show, but I mean maybe the idea that they're doing their GoFundMe, it'll draw attention to the fact that how can we let something like that go? You can't let that go. That is an essential part of the culture of Los Angeles as the entertainment mecca that it is. I mean, culture and Los Angeles are mutually exclusive concepts.
Brian Spalding wants to know, hey, Mancuda, scroll back down to 1988 to see if my band is on the list. Not.
What band?
What is your band, Brian?
What was the band?
That's actually Eddie's screen name. It's Van Halen, moron. You know that.
Damn it.
Now, Brian Spalding, what is...
Brian's a real guy. I've actually met Brian several times.
Well, thank you for
Brian,
confirming that he's not a Russian bot coming in here to spread propaganda.
There is no 1988.
So you didn't play there, Brian. That's how notable your band is.
Wow. That it goes from 86 to 91 as nothing other than one Guns N' Roses show. After that, what happened? Did they shut down for a while? Or is
this is just like their highlights.
Notable. It's like notable stuff.
And it's on their own. It's on
Wait
their
a
own
minute.
site.
My
between
favorite
86 and
80s music, nothing, no one.
Between 86 and 91, every shitbag band in Los Angeles that never made it played there.
Yeah, London was there, and Nitro, and
Tough,
all
and
the
Snatch,
Kabuki, and Boner. We are Boner.
Popcorn.
Yeah, well, we're due for them. If I give my 17 grand, we better be headlining. That'd be a great deal. Could you imagine? Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to donate 17 grand and save your club, but we get 1 week of Popcorn headlining. Don't you have a chimp and a rhino or something? Yes.
We don't. I'm sorry. We'd love to book you, but we don't have room for a calliope. Sorry. Fuck. I'm out of the band.
Mancuda, I've seen your show. We'd actually rather go under with dignity.
That's how
boy.
So when they'll do my interview in the behind the music. So how are you unceremoniously dumped from pop band? Well, interesting story. We saved a legendary Los Angeles club by donating $17,000, and they didn't have room for my calliope. It was all downhill from there.
We knew we had to let Paul down easy because we just had to get some other form of Steam keyboard that was like manageable. And, he's a calliope player. I didn't want to change him. We respect him. We loved him, but we had to go our separate ways.
Yeah, it's a classic tale of creative differences.
Yeah, he formed the fuck is the name of that stuff? Not cheese popcorn. What's when it's sweet? Not caramel corn. What is it?
Kettle corn.
Kettle corn. He formed kettle corn. He formed kettle corn. We went on with popcorn, and it was just like the classic Van Halen, Lee Roth, or Dokken and Don Dokken. Dokken and Lynch Mob. I mean, there have been many legendary bands that have split. And we weren't happy seeing him build near us, and he wasn't happy seeing us go on without him. But, we never knew how big this would get.
The longer this story goes on, the closer to Nerd Halen Popcorn the band becomes. And eventually, Nerd Halen, like Caleb is going to call one of us and go, you have to open for us.
At some point,
Yeah, we'll be like fourth on the bill on a Sunday afternoon. We get 9 minutes. All right, Popcorn, show us what you got.
Mancuda, why isn't your fucking band set up on the stage? You got 10 minutes before you go on. Hey man, JoJo wants more of the door. JoJo's holding out for more of the door. The chimp is holding out for more of the fucking door tickets? Really?
John,
the chimp.
John, you got to stall. The steam isn't ready yet. I got to let the steam boil. I'm not ready. My calliope's not at operating temperature. Fuck!
Blue Rhino, quick, triangle solo. Okay. Yeah, Blue Rhino, you rock!
Then
You know,
suddenly
little
Blue
did
Rhino
we know-
wanted his own bus.
Yeah, Blue Rhino suddenly started with the ego bullshit.
Yeah.
You
That
know?
became the band became Blue Rhino and the Popcorns, and there's no hotel room for the Popcorns.
Yeah, because all of a sudden, most of the merch were Blue Rhino T-shirts selling, you know, with this face on it, and that's what everyone wanted. You know, I mean, it's like
And then
it's like Johnny Beane's T-shirts.
When the money and the heroin started rolling in, we knew it was a problem.
You said you want a triangle solo?
Oh no, here it comes.
Yeah.
Do you actually have a triangle?
No.
So you're playing copyrighted triangle music on the show? We're gonna get flagged.
Totally.
Why is there just
those-
one tone for a triangle? Don't they have other sounds?
Hey.
They're not. hey! You want a chime player? You go find a chime player. Triangle's a specialty.
Do you know how innovative Blue
Who the hell
Rhino
there
is
is that?
with that fucking triangle? Jesus Christ. Hugh Colwell wants to know, can he play the spoons for us?
Ooh.
Now there is when it got ugly. When we tried holding on to Blue Rhino, and then Hugh Caldwell stepped in with his spoons like Randy Rhoads. You know?
That was when we put out our ill-fated concept album, Music from the Kitchen.
Click, 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 click.
Are you blocks? We're bringing blocks into the band now?
Wood blocks?
Fuck.
JoJo is branching out into another type of music.
We got snaps.
You can tell it. You know they've sampled the snaps.
Yeah,
So it's a big that was the big controversy. The controversy was we decided to evolve from the Calliope, and I started being snaps, and they realized that my snaps were lip synced.
yeah.
Oh, we
Bang,
got class.
Bang Energy Drink says they'll sponsor us, but only if I use a new instrument.
By the way, has anybody seen the video of the little girl singing "I Wonder What's in Your Butt"?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's my favorite thing this week. This little girl with like a plastic ukulele or a little plastic guitar singing "I Wonder What's in Your Butt." Astronauts or aliens? What the fuck is her parent teaching her? It's clearly a parent. It's a single parent. It's probably a father who gets her on weekends. He's like, "Here, do this on the internet. We're gonna make money."
All I know is that she's making more of a tour booking session than we are.
Yeah. She had more. She's gonna have more views this week than we are.
More views than we are. Bang
Yeah.
Energy Drink's going to drop us and go for her. Sir, we've decided to drop Mancuda's Night on the Johnny Bean Show. We're going to go with the little butt girl with the ukulele. Oh, she's charming. Yes. And much less dirty, more family oriented. I like that. Even Swiss Picks fucking leaves me. Fucking Pete's going to come up and he's going to go, hey, listen, Mancuda, I know, you know, you've been bringing up business, but that little girl, if she holds a Swiss Pick singing that butt song, we're booming. We're fucking booming. So there you go. Oh, popcorn.
It was such a great time. I remember, it'd be the behind the music thing. I'll have a little tear in my eye, like the Indian on the Keep America Beautiful commercials, who was actually Italian. But
Yeah, that guy wasn't Indian.
He wasn't Indian at all.
No.
But it would be, we sit there and go, yeah, it was all good. But then the music changed. A little girl with a guitar changed everything.
Yeah, that was our Nirvana moment.
It
I
was.
had
I
big
remember it was May 5th, 2020, and this little girl came out of nowhere with "I Wonder What's in Your Butt." I mean, and it was like that. We couldn't get booked. We were going to play the Troubadour, but they were having some cash flow problems and couldn't fit my Calliope in.
We had just put all our money into our new album, Crackerjack, which is easily the best album we've recorded so far. And all of a sudden, this little butt girl comes out, and between her and the return of Beavis and Butthead with the fucking fat kid with a popcorn shirt, we were done. I knew right there, tears falling down my eyes. I looked at Blue Rhino. I said, we're going to lose our fucking house. That's it. Bang wouldn't return our phone calls. It was just
they cut all the tour support.
Swiss
was
Picks
gone.
came back for the pick. I was doing this And all of a sudden, I just saw this arm come on screen, pull it away. That was it. We were done.
It's over just like that.
These were dark times. These were dark fucking times.
What are you doing, Beane? What are you doing?
I'm finding some instruments.
Find a calliope.
Teenage Wasteland! Raw Wasted!
Yeah, I looked
meet
for
the
a
new
calliope. I couldn't
Hoth.
find it.
Same as the old Hoth. See, that's a Star Wars callback.
I thought we were still in Tron.
By the way, all these things that Johnny is pulling out right now will be the theme to this show next week.
What's he pulling out?
Giggity.
Yeah, we got to be like Close Encounters.
That sounds great.
I've played that. I've actually played that at Devil's Tower. There's video of me on the channel here. I'll put that as a card right above there. I'm actually playing that.
Doing the
Yeah. Right at
big
the mountain. Right in front of the mountain.
You're big timing us right now. Johnny Beane is big timing. This isn't about you, John. This is about Popcorn the band.
Yeah, Johnny, you're showing off. Yeah, the guys in the chat are like, we knew them when they were colonels, which is one step below the Grand Moff. So,
That's a weird synth.
That's the sound I left jerking off on my mirror the other day. Do it again, Johnny. Oh,
It's horrible.
oh.
There it is. Is that it?
There you go.
Hey, look,
Dude, you said you couldn't play.
nothing has inspired me more to grab a big plate of mashed potatoes right now and just start forming a mountain, you know? Jesus.
There you go. Nice job. John and I are going to do a call and response of Close Encounters, and we're going to get flagged for that too. John Williams people are going to be will be like, aha, I knew we were going to get royalties.
Yeah, Spielberg's going to go, hey, about the fun of Jewish people you guys do on the show. Yeah, I get you're Jewish too, but you know, Mancuda, it's a gray area. That's the sound. I spread some fat girl's legs open once. It was just like,
see, we were having a good, wholesome show.
Here's my sound. You missed the cue. Pinocchio.
Wait, that sounds like this.
Ricola.
Pinocchio.
Wait. Oh, that's too high. Well, I can't move it.
Oh, she got gas.
Oh.
Oh boy. You're right. You know, right now, John Williams is desperate to sue us. You know, right now, John Williams is desperate to sue us.
I'm playing this on my mouse pad, so it's hard to play. But
yeah, I'm playing with my mouse dick while I'm under the screen.
Crap.
Almost.
Was that the Debbie Downer song?
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
play the Debbie Downer theme. Then Mancuda realized his career in comedy was over. Give me the horn section again, real low. Then Mancuda realized his career in comedy was over.
Oh, it's too low. Oh, it's too low.
So that's the problem with you guys. The problem with this is
oh, that sounds like Larry David now.
timing. That's your problem, is timing.
Totally.
Yeah, it's hard to play it. I'm
timing
on the mouse.
Let's try to work on Johnny's comedy timing. I'm going to set this up. Okay, so Johnny, I just bought a used car and found out the engine's not included. There you go.
If that doesn't deserve a thumbs up, nothing on this show will. Yeah.
Nothing.
I got my own applause.
So yeah, that's great. So yeah, if you're new to the chat, please take a second and leave a sympathy thumbs up and a sympathy subscription. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah, sympathy join button.
By
And
the
look,
way,
here's what happens if it actually does have an engine in there after all. Oh crap! Oh, but it actually doesn't.
By the way, I'm a little tired of your new keyboard player or whatever this guy is doing, infringing on my calliope.
yeah, we've got to bring the band back together.
Clearly.
All right. So let me give a clue to today's show and tell guitar of the day coming up in 18 minutes.
I also have a question, guitar related question. Should Paul work his ass off to make this trade happen? So that's a teaser for after John's teaser.
We're gonna do that. Let's see. Today's show and tell guitar. It is not a celebrity guitar, but it was designed. Oh no!
Now his timing is on.
Jeez, who saw that coming?
Wait, I should have did this an hour and 42 minutes ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Mancuda.
We're sorry. John's killing himself over here.
Yeah, today's show and tell guitar is a guitar designed by a celebrity, but it's not their own guitar. So that's all I'm saying. It's a Jackson. Yeah.
Oh, it's a Jackson.
It's a Jackson.
A
Jack's
Michael
on her
Jackson.
face. Jack's on her face.
You have piqued my interest.
Yeah. And it was not played by Grand Moff Tarkin. He wasn't high enough on the echelon. This fully operational Marshall JCM 800.
And Vader didn't choke any notes out of it.
He only choked notes. He choked notes in the shower.
I find your lack of arpeggios disturbing.
Mancuda, I find your lack of humor disturbing.
John has a new toy, and this is gonna. You know who's gonna suffer? Ned's
John's gonna ask to sit on Nez Says this week, and every time Jay says something, Johnny's gonna like hit a key or something, and you know, what the fuck, man?
Yep. Every other show on Johnny Beane TV is now going to suffer because of what happened here tonight. So I would just like to apologize to everyone who's ever watched a show on Johnny Beane TV, because the joy that's coming from that man right now is unparalleled. And if we could bring that kind of happiness to that lonely boy, clearly lonely,
very lonely,
clearly lonely, and so alone. I'm so lonely. So lonely.
One is the loneliest number that you ever see.
Leave me alone, just leave me alone, said leave me. That's a Helen Reddy reference for everybody out there. Thanks, kids.
Myself.
The only person that got that Helen Reddy reference was Amanda.
Myself.
Sorry, excuse me.
I like the French horn. This is fun.
I like the French tickler, but I don't know if we use it on the show. Hey, speaking of French ticklers,
thanks, Bang Energy Drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
John can't stop himself.
No, speaking of French ticklers, as you guys probably saw on the news, our fearless leader, Kim Jong-un, is still apparently alive. Where's the music now? Let's try it again, Johnny. Let's try it again. Kim Jong-un is still alive.
I wonder who owns the
here's
trademark.
something
on that,
I
and if we're
learned
gonna get a fucking a flag for that.
It's like happy birthday.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, this thing has it.
Yeah, but you paid
least
for that.
we use
Thing. We're gonna get. You're gonna get.
Yeah.
I guarantee you something.
You're
you're
gonna get dinged.
Flagged. You're gonna get flagged for this. It's gonna be like when that happens on Facebook. It says your audio has been dropped out based upon a copyright claim from whatever the record company was.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
It's not enough to get a pile of fines from the FCC. It's not enough for that. Johnny wants more bills coming in on the show. So we're really in the loss column.
No. We're lucky if Tuesdays aren't. Tuesdays are always flagged. Always.
Of course.
Always.
Why not? Why not?
Why do you even do the show? If you know it's not going to be seen.
Yeah.
It's like, here's the theme song for Tuesdays.
Yeah, because somehow people find Tuesdays. Thank God. We love and appreciate you, our audience, because you're all we have. You're all we have. When we take
right now.
every week, yeah, I mean that's it. That's it. If my mom finds it, that's it. I mean, we're at our peak performance. We're flattening the curve every week of our audience. Anyway, so Kim Jong-un is alive. Kim Jong-un. And did you guys know this?
I found the cowbell.
Oh, now we need more cowbell.
Now there's more of it. Okay.
Yeah, we'll save that for the meat shortage story we're going to discuss after the show and tell. Did you guys know, this is all serious, did you guys know that Kim Jong-un has something called a pleasure squad? Did you guys hear this? This guy has an army of literally 2,000 beautiful women handpicked by his higher ups that they've gotten all around North Korea, specifically Gene Simmons, is that you?
Go on. I'm intrigued. Continue.
Specifically for the purpose of sex, singing, and dancing for Kim Jong and his generals.
And right now, I see Eddie Murphy in the whirlpool. The royal penis is clean, sire.
Let me put the royal penis up on you there.
Put on the little penis. It's so cute, the little penis over here. So nice.
Come on, bring those titties over here.
I need to get me pleasure powers, man. I need to get this now.
2,000 women. What the fuck?
Yeah.
If you had an army of 2,000 women in your pleasure squad, would you even be fucking playing with nukes and diplomacy and cutting ribbons and what the fuck?
Be thankful he has that pleasure squad, because if he didn't, he'd have pushed the button by now.
Dude, I wanna push my own button to blow my head up, thinking that Kim Jong-un has 2,000 beautiful women. What the fuck? I wouldn't leave the fucking palace.
First, you get the money, then you get the women.
Well, he's got a country. He's got a whole fucking country. Yeah. No, I can't even get one woman. He's got fucking 2,000. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and you're fatter than he is. I mean,
I am?
Nah.
I'm slim and trim as a Snickers bar taster. Jesus Christ. It is in my world. What are you kidding?
I'm sitting here in my glass house throwing stones at John Mancuda while wearing a fucking Star Wars Mount Rushmore shirt.
Moo-moo. I thought it was a moo-moo.
Well, not quite. But thanks for asking.
The Empire moo-moo. In the Johnny Beane merch store, we have the Empire moo-moo and the Johnny Beane fleshlight ready for action. It's shaped like a lightsaber. He's got a fleshlight shaped like a lightsaber in the Bean store. If you go into our merch store, you could get Vader's or Ben Kenobi's. Ben is a little saggy and bent. But,
a little wrinkly.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Wrinkles?
So question, would you trade? Okay.
If it made me money, yes.
I'm trying to harangue an actual 1987 Gem LNG out of a friend of mine who plays guitar in a band. She got the guitar for a steal and has expressed interest in a potential trade for my 5150 half stack.
Yes.
Do I give up 100-watt 5153 half stack?
Yes.
And you've seen it. Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm trying to make that deal. What I got to do is I got to get her on the hook.
You got to get her on your hook.
This girl's not playing for my team.
I don't care. Look, I'm a lesbian in a man's body. You do whatever you got to do to get that 1987. That Loch Ness Green Gem is I have one. It's an incredible guitar. It's a rare guitar. It's one of the best guitars of the 80s ever. And this girl is looking for an amp that you can, with some difficulty, replace.
Right.
Yeah.
And this guitar has the trem cover, the original trem cover before the Kaler.
Only a few of the early ones had.
Yeah, before the Kaler copyright claim came in. I'm trying to make that happen. What I'm trying to do is get, like, I know she's eventually going to sell it to me, but she just got the guitar. Like, I'm trying to get her to flip it immediately. She's like, oh no, I want to hang on to it and play it at a couple of shows before I sell it.
Yeah,
Like,
don't do that.
Give me the guitar. Give me the guitar. Give me the
She's
guitar.
she's gonna get all sorts of offers at the shows.
Yeah.
I know. You don't think I know this?
Everybody in the chat, go ahead and tell her to sell him the guitar.
It's also the same girl. It's the same girl I got the Gem 7 white that I have, the one that was signed. Remember the one I showed you guys on Saturday night? That same Gem 7. Yeah. It's the same girl. She doesn't like gems. She likes JS
Where is she
guitars.
getting all these guitars?
I have no idea. She knows people.
She owns a storage unit right next to Steve Vai's, and she has a metal saw. She just sawed right through, like Wile E. Coyote. You just see her buzzing through the fucking wall of the storage unit and taking cases out. Yeah, I'll trade you for that amp. I'll trade you a Loch Ness Green 87 Ibanez Gem. What do you think? Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna message her right now on Facebook to see if I can pull the deal, make the deal happen. Because I've been trying. I'm trying, and she's completely, rebuffing my advances, which is a common phrase that I hear when I
for women
to a girl. Yeah,
I know the pain. Believe me. Usually I get a brass knuckles across the jaw.
It's too high.
That was it. Yeah, Paul. Let's see Johnny's timing. Paul, I've decided. I've got great news. You said you wanted that guitar going to a good home. My grandmother wants it because it's a pretty color.
See, here's the thing. It's an LNG, but I'm guessing somebody rubbed the signature off because they're a fucking idiot. Yeah, I know.
No signature and number?
There's no signature or number on it, but it does have the matching case, and I think the case is numbered, so I'm not sure.
Have Steve do it again.
Yeah, I'll just have him do it again when I see. I'll have a chance to see him. You know what I mean? Because of what I do for a living, so I have a chance that I could actually go, "Hey, Steve, maybe."
What guitar is it?
It's the LNG.
Can we find a picture of it?
Yeah, Loch Ness Green 1987 Gem.
Yeah, it's the Gem 777 Loch Ness Green. It is the desirable Steve Vai guitar. They only made 777 of them. Each one of them was hand-signed and numbered by Vai. Apparently, this one doesn't have the signature and shit on it because somebody was a friggin' idiot. It's legit, though. I mean, I've seen the guitar. I've looked at the neck plate. I've looked at everything on it. It's legit.
But
so it's not going to be.
She wiped the signature off. Just
the signatures. No, well, I don't think she did, and she's certainly not the
someone
first owner.
did. Someone did.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering where she's getting all these amazing fucking 80s guitars.
I have no idea.
I gotta check my closet. There may be a tunnel under there, like it's a Mexican drug lord tunnel. Are we underwater now? What the fuck,
John? You've
everything else has happened. We've had locusts and volcanoes and COVID, and why not a fucking tidal wave? Why not?
What I am more stunned that Johnny Beane doesn't know what a 777 LNG is, like by name. Like, how do you not know what
That's
this is?
Johnny's jam. But Johnny, I've had one of those. I've had one of those on.
See that bridge
There
guard
it is.
that's on the bottom of it? The bridge guard, that thing is only on the earliest, like the first
The
year
early ones.
in 1987 because there was a copyright claim. I can't believe I'm talking about this publicly because the price of the guitar is going to go way up.
Hello.
There was a copyright claim from
that
Taylor.
is that
Taylor had a
UMAX
copyright on
headroom?
that cover.
Is that UMAX Headroom? Welcome to Tech More on Tuesday. Jesus Christ. By the way, if you're in the chat right now, could you just take a second, leave us a like, hit the like button and the subscribe button. We really appreciate that. Go ahead, Johnny. Paul?
No, I was just letting Johnny. Johnny was showing the guitar, and that's it. But those guitars were the first ones that came out. It is generally acknowledged as the tipping point to the development of the Super Strat. It's the greatest Super Strat ever built.
Really is.
It's the one. It's the one that kicked off the entire 80s Super Strat. I mean, I know Eddie was the pioneer that did it, but manufacturing the Super Strat like that thing gets everything that any shredder guitar can do. And because of the way the pickup configuration is and the way that Vi had that thing set up to tap the coils, you can also get the greatest classic Stratocaster tones out of one of those guitars. You can get everything that Stevie Ray Vaughan can do with a Strat or Jimmy could do with a Strat. You can get out of that guitar and all of the fastest things that you've ever heard Michelangelo do. I mean,
look at it.
Guitar.
But he plays two guitars at once.
Vi designed the fucking thing at a time when he was like at his peak right there. And he designed the thing. Like he said, I want this and the lion's claw and the trem and the wrist holder and this. And I mean, everything. The necks are great on those. The
pickups are fantastic. Yeah.
Just even the angle of the body on the fucking gems. It's terrific. Look at that thing.
Sammy Reynolds asked the question, which came first, the Gem or the 550? They came at the same time, to be honest with you, Sammy. What happened was the Gem came out, and that guitar at the time was very expensive. It's even more expensive now, but that guitar was very expensive. So what Ibanez did was they said, look, this is your signature guitar. However, we love the design, so they put out the RG 550, which is essentially the same guitar without the pyramids on it, without the scallop necks, with different pickups.
It's an entry level.
It's the entry level of the guitar. It's basically like a special. Doesn't have the monkey grip on it, but everything else, for all intents and purposes, the RG 550 and the Gem are essentially the same guitar, but they don't have all of the bells and whistles. It's the difference between buying, a Mustang and a Mustang Celine. You know what I mean?
Johnny, you've seen these, but I've had these on the show before.
Yeah.
They're great guitars. I have one of the early ones. I have.
Well, you need to get that one.
That's the one I want. That's the one I want. And because it has the cover too on the Trem cover. I mean, it's literally one of the first ones ever built.
This girl is going to come up to you and say, Paul, I'll give you the amp. I'll do the deal, but I need to peg you. I need to put this strap-on dildo on, and I need to make you my bitch for an hour. And that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. For that guitar, that's the guitar. We talked about this. I think was it on Saturday night or was it on this show where we talked about like what's your bucket list guitar? That's my bucket list guitar. That's the one I want.
Yeah, that'll be your fuck ass list guitar. You need to
suck.
You need to do whatever you got to do, and then she's gonna pull the dildo out and say, "You lick the shit off the tip. You want that guitar? You want that guitar?" It's gonna be like fucking. It's going to be like Bugs Bunny making Yosemite Sam when he was the executor of the inheritance. And Bugs is like, well, to take the money, you got to be nice to rabbits. Nice to rabbits? That'll cost you $1 million. Well, all right. I'll be nice to rabbits. And every day, Bugs was like pissing in his pool or shitting in his eggs or, I'm going to shit in my eggs. You got to be nice to rabbits, Sam. That was $500,000.
Yeah. By the way, go ahead. I was going to say, just Tube Supio was talking still about the guitar, about the RG 550.
Yeah, we don't care. It's a guitar.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it has, he was talking about how the RG 550 has a thinner neck than the Gems. There is one Gem that has that same neck that the RG 550 had, which is the Gem 7 Gem 7 BK, which is the one that has the like rhino lining over it that he put out in like 1999. Sorry, just talking guitars for a second.
Which model?
Finally.
Which model? Because you lost it for a second.
The Gem 7.
And the audience is talking about tacos. No one in the audience is even listening. They're all talking about Taco Bell right now. They're like, yeah, I'm getting a Crunchwrap Supreme because it's Cinco de Mayo and a gordita and a 7-layer burrito. And yeah, iHeartRadio is right now pulling their fucking hair out. What the hell did we sign on with?
Somebody said something. Oh, Del Taco. Yeah, that's good stuff.
All right, so much for the guitars. I tried.
No, look, Paul, at the end of the day, you got to do what you can to get one of those.
Oh no, I'm trust me, I'm trying to get her, but here's the thing, it's a fine line between
knocking her out with a pipe.
Yes. Trying to get the guitar and pissing her off to the point where she's like, I'm not going to do this deal with you. Like, she can sell it to anybody she wants to.
Are they watching this?
But I don't know if she's watching it.
Because as soon as you start talking about this, 30 people jumped into this video.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, we have 130 watching this.
All her friends right now, like, you want to give up that guitar? No.
All right, so here's the deal. Everybody should go and support. I'm not going to say the band's name until she trades me the guitar for the amp.
All right. Hey, we're not above giving plugs.
Just
and
saying.
Speaking of plugs, take that dildo in the ass if you got to do it, man. Just get that axe.
I got to get that guitar. So that's that's my white whale right now.
All right. Well, speaking of sperm whales, it is show and tell time. Show and tell part of the show. Tonight's show and tell guitar, I gave the hint that it was a Jackson designed by an artist, but it's not a celebrity guitar, but it was a very popular guitar. And boys and girls, the answer to that riddle was it is a Jackson Rhodes, designed with Grover Jackson and Randy Rhodes together. Basically, Randy wanted a guitar that looked like the Concorde SST, which was a supersonic jet at the time. He thought it was cool. He drew onto a napkin while sitting down with Grover Jackson, the owner of Jackson Charvel, and he basically came up with the design of the original Concorde. He found it didn't have just enough upper fret access. So he said, hey, can you modify this a little bit? And Grover came back to him with the Jackson, what we know today as the Jackson Randy Rhodes guitar, the Jackson Rhodes. So what is that noise?
That's me typing to the chick saying, I want the guitar.
I thought that was your resignation letter. I was like, oh, we lost another one. Fuck.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So today's basically just a really nice early Rhodes, and I hope you guys all like it. Johnny. Look at that thing.
Is that purple?
I didn't purple. See if I get the color just right there.
Yeah, that's a beautiful color.
That's the shiniest guitar you've ever showed.
Really? Because I've jerked off on it every fucking night for the last 2 years.
Well, that's what it is. It's the polish. He's been polishing it, hand polishing it.
Every knob on here has been polished strictly. Yeah, so there you go. That's probably the best area of the color. So yeah, it's purple, which is a pretty rare guitar color for Jackson Rhodes. I've only seen one other in this color of the vintage days, and it's purple with nice brass caler and brass hardware. I mean, look at that thing. Really cool. Typical Rhodes, beautiful bound ebony board. Nice Jackson headstock. Yeah, it's a really, really clean one. Obviously, in some light, it looks blue, but believe me, it's a real beautiful.
Yeah. Purple. Oh, that's purple. That's purple. Oh, the chat is saying.
No, it's great. That's a beautiful guitar. Interesting.
Yeah,
when Grover Jackson started remaking guitars, when he was doing the GJ2 guitars, he actually put out another version of that, and it was actually officially named the Concorde.
because it was the Concorde body. Remember, the Concorde body is different from the Rhodes in that the Concorde, it comes up to here. The body comes up to here, and it cuts you off from these upper frets. The difference between the Concorde and a Rhodes, Jackson basically shaved this down and brought in more of an access area that Randy could hit these upper frets. And that's what he needed. Randy also had very tiny hands. They were amazing. They were fast, but they were very tiny. So to get this upper fret access was really important. You have 2 Duncan pickups in there. You can kind of see the purple a little better right now. Brass Kaler. Yeah, now they are. Now they are. Brass Kaler. And this is, again, look at the ebony on this. This is when they were using just black, shiny ebony that you could get at the time that right now you just really can't, you know, not this quality, not this level, not the way they did back in the 80s. Just look at that. And the shark inlays. And there's something about the black and purple color that really comes through nice. And again, this is a San Dimas era Rhodes. I like the San Dimas ones. I like the Ontario ones, but the San Dimas ones, the ones from 86 and before, and these started coming out in 83, these basically were as good as Jackson and Charvel ever made. These, to me, are the best Jacksons ever made. The most solid players. They're really good. Balance-wise, 5150 Fly Guy wants to know. This is interesting because they've changed the strap lock location on these. They originally started a little bit lower and they raised them a little higher and they balance a little bit better. Again, I'm the wrong person to really ask per se about balance because I'm a sit-down player. But I just know from trying it out with a strap, I like it where the strap lock is a little higher up like this one has. And again, they're just so solid, you know, and they're just beautiful. And, you know, the San Dimas ones, they're the first run. You know, for those that don't know, after Randy passed away in 82, Grover waited a year before he approached Dolores Jackson, Randy's mother, and said, look, I designed this guitar for Randy. Everyone's asked me to make it. I want to ask you right away when Randy died, but it's been a year later. Would you be interested, Dolores Rhodes, in cutting a financial deal with me where your estate winds up getting a percentage of every Rhodes sold, and I manufacture these as a mainstream instrument? Dolores agreed to it, and the rest is history. From 1983 to 1986, they were built in San Dimas. And after that, they moved in 87 to Ontario. And, you know, the custom shop is still in California making these beauties. But again, to me, the best years of these things were 83 to 86 when they were still in San Dimas. So this one, for those of you keeping track, has a serial number in the 800s. And, you know, that's very early for the Rhodes. And I go earlier. I have a lot of 83 Rhodes. This one's an 84, FYI. Tube Supio is asking. So yeah, but that's it. That's today's show and tell guitar, boys and girls. A 1984 very purple Jackson Rhodes that in some light apparently appears blue, but trust me, it is purpley purple like a dickhead on grandpa in the grave.
For those who like to collect guitars that you can't get anymore, Ibanez made a version of that guitar for a while and were served a cease and desist letter from Grover Jackson and Company because the trademark on that off-centered flying V style was owned by Grover Jackson and Jackson Guitars. So for a brief period of time, you could find a version of that guitar made by Ibanez. And if you find one, pick one up because you can probably get it relatively cheap. But those were technically, you know, when you talk about the era of lawsuit guitars, that was a lesser reported lawsuit that made its way around. So Ibanez makes a version of that guitar that you can find. It's nowhere near as good, but if you're one of those people that likes to collect guitars that you shouldn't have because they didn't make many of them and they were outlawed, from a legal standpoint, lawsuit guitars, you can find those Ibanez offset Vs as well.
Wait, say they're not good again.
Say what's not good? The guitar's not good? Oh no, they're very good. They're very good guitars. They're great guitars, but they're not in the same category as that. That Jackson is. All right, so do you have something that screams mediocre? You got something. You have a mediocre.
Johnny's loving his little orchestra tonight.
Something that's somewhat hopeful, but yet at the end disappointing.
What's a funk blip?
That's a funk blip.
There you go.
That's right, yay! That's right.
It's our first song.
Yeah!
By Popcorn.
Wait.
Baby.
Who said Johnny was in Popcorn? Did we have a bad meeting and let Johnny in Popcorn?
Oh, we had Johnny and Pop. It's five of us.
I'm playing the instrument.
Three of us. It's the three of us, Blue Rhino and JoJo. Jay, I said we can't splurge for Jay.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. See, this is why,
dude, we're gonna lose money faster than a fucking ugly hooker. I mean, no way.
I didn't know Johnny was in.
Johnny has to be in.
All right. I didn't know.
Who else is gonna help us lose money as the business manager? Just like the rest of the show. I mean, every episode we lose a fortune.
I wasn't even looking that time.
We should just thank Bang Energy Drink for paying our fines. That's really good.
I thought Johnny was like the Malcolm McLaren to our untalented Sex Pistols.
Johnny's like the Malcolm X to our Sex Pistols.
Wow.
Yeah. So someone asked, let's see, who was it? Linny Lou and Mary want to know where the jack is, aside from in my pants or in the shower. Giggity. Right here on the upper horn. Right here on the upper horn.
That's a guitar version of an upskirt shot right there.
That's right.
Thumbnail.
You should see me at the mall with my mirrored sneakers.
Oh, boy.
Oh God. Yeah, so if you're in the chat, please, and you like this guitar, please leave a like, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, yada yada yada.
Yeah, go hit the thumbs down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
that's not nice.
Johnny, how many likes are we at right now? Because
we're at 68 likes.
68.
Ooh. Actually, that's only on YouTube.
Brian said we need 20 more. I think we have like 80 something.
Who's watching from Facebook here? Somebody. Wait.
I don't have the Facebook chat.
This guy's on Facebook. How many likes? How many thumbs do we have on Facebook?
Johnny, you don't have to yell. He can hear you.
Hey, guy, pay attention. Gerald David Tremblay. Thank you, by the way, brother. Gerald's like right now watching the news. He's like, Jesus Christ, a meat shortage. Oh yeah, Johnny Beane. Right. Beane's still up.
By the way, Gerald David Tremblay is the most Canadian name in the show today. Gerald David Tremblay.
Yeah, Lenny,
right wing for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Lenny said we're over 80. So yeah, take a second. Let's break 100 just for shits and giggles. Take a second and hit the like button, please. And hit the subscribe button and just hit the like button, please. Costs you nothing. There you go. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate that. Yeah, so that's today's show and tell guitar.
It's a great guitar.
That's a fun one, right?
Yeah, it's purple.
How many Rhodes do you have?
I probably have about 15.
Is that your favorite guitar?
The Rhodes model or this particular?
Yeah. No, the Rhodes model.
The Rhodes. For Jacksons, even though I'm more of a Strat guy, the Rhodes is definitely my favorite Jackson. I pick this over soloist every time. And again, as a sit-down player, I never used to be into V's. And then I'm at a party one day, and Kerry King is next to me, and we're talking about chicken wings because he's covered in
I'll get it.
sauce, and he's looking. Yeah. Just get the fucking name, you prick. No, he's Kerry King is covered in barbecue sauce, and we're both making a mess of these chicken wings. And we start talking about guitars, and I say, yeah, I really like your old Mockingbird. I have a lot of Mockingbirds. He's like, yeah, I play a lot of V's. It's like, oh, I'm a sit-down player. I don't play V's. It's like, why not? They're cool. I said, well, as a sit-down player, they don't fit on my lap. He's like, no. And he just takes a second. He sits down, and he shows me. He's like, look, you just take it like this, and you just, go there. So that's basically it. You just right on your dong, just right.
Yeah, and the good part is
Johnny, you're so off timing.
I was reading Steve Carmichael's comment.
Steve Carmichael.
We have 7 likes. We have 7 likes from Facebook. 2 loves. You got the new. Loves. Is that the new? Oh, the caring one is the new one. The care.
Oh, we have the.
The caring hug. Yeah.
Can everybody care about this video?
Yeah, by the way, Johnny, if you
tell us you care.
Even my mother doesn't care about me. Johnny, if you see any comments on Facebook that I should answer, let me know, because I don't get Facebook in my chat feed screen. I just get YouTube.
If you're watching on StreamYard, you should have a combination of Facebook and YouTube.
But I'm not. See how that works? See, I'm watching on YouTube.
How committed to the show are you?
Yeah, I know, right?
No, but I mean, it's and it's interesting with those. Like, I find that the Jacksons or those offset V's, whether it's the King V or the Rhodes or anything like that, they do tend to be, because of the way the strap button is on it, because there's extra wood on that end of the guitar. They tend to be a little less neck divey than any other one. They do seem a little bit more balanced when you're standing up and playing them.
Well, as a sit down player, I usually just play on the toilet. See, I just go right to the toilet, and when I'm, once I squeeze it out before I go for the wipe, I like to, I don't want to get shit on the fretboard. So, I just.
That's how it's black, though. That's how it stays so black.
Oh.
No, that starts looking like rosewood. It's like,
gross.
Because Mancuda's shit is like roses. Now he's going to start playing.
No, I'm not. No, I'm just saying, this is what I do on the toilet. I just, I take a crap and I just, go into it. And that's basically it. So let's see.
Hey, Garguts.
Garguts Entertainment says, I always play guitar in that position on the toilet. See, it's not just me. You have a lot of time to practice on the toilet. You just do. Just saying. No, but that's let's see. All I know is some Dave dude says veggie oil. That's why I buy guitars from the West Coast. Hey, it's got that Westonality, right? Yeah. So that's today's show and tell guitar.
I love the show. I could have done less with the towel.
I didn't need to know where you played. I didn't need to know where you played it.
The good news is when you play in that position, you're sitting on the toilet, you've got the short point of the guitar in between your junk, so you're not going to hit anything.
Yeah. Listen, all I've got is short things between my legs, so it's, Let's see. Speaking of which, speaking of short, there was an interview recently with Tony Iommi of Black Sabbath, and Black Sabbath, if you remember, did the End tour in 2017, another Black Sabbath farewell tour. And again, this is, another situation where a band's been together 49 years. He gets all the guys back together. Ozzy was with them, and they do this final farewell, goodbye forever tour. And now in 2020, hey, would you ever do one more show again for an event or a charity or some big festival or something. He says, well, I guess I'd be open to that, but I'd probably want to do more of like a tour thing, kind of in the right way. And it's like, you what? So there again is another band that has now opened the door. Tony Iommi has now opened the door to the possibility that he at least is willing to reform again Black Sabbath. And I guess now the ball gets passed to what have you heard through the grapevine? Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know. I guess I would do it if Sharon says okay.
Well, it's all about the money, of course. I'd do it. I think Ozzy would do it if it wound up being the right amount of money, of course. But you'd have to give Ozzy maybe 90% of the tour money.
90% is a lot of money, but I would do it all right if I could. I guess if Sharon says it's okay, who's to tell me no? If Sharon is. Yeah. So,
wait, are you wearing it just occurred to me. Are you wearing a fucking Mike Gobby Headbangers t-shirt?
Yes, I am.
How the fuck do you know Mike Gobby?
Because he's a good guy.
How do you know him?
Show, a friend of the show. I just know him.
Huh.
That's cool. And you can get yours through the Mike Gobby on Facebook, I guess. Right?
Mike was my night guy at KDKB when I programmed KDKB here in Phoenix.
Now, let me also point out, this one's pink. He custom made this because all of his shirts were black and white, and they are black and white. I asked him specifically if I could get a pink one from him. He says, I don't make it, but he was nice enough to make it for me. So, guys, check out Mike Gobby's Headbangers and check out his merch because these shirts are cool as fuck.
All of his shirts have the sleeves cut off so that they go well with his camouflage shorts and combat boots. Like, that's the Mike Gobby outfit. So when I saw that, I was like, holy shit, he's wearing a Mike Gobby shirt. How about that? That kid is a marketing genius.
Hey, listen.
How many famous people wear those shirts? They're like KNAC shirts. Nobody will ever listened to the radio station, but everybody had the shirt.
I've told people on the show before that he gave me this shirt and to check out his merch store. So, because I think it's a cool as fuck shirt. I mean, look at the design on that thing. I mean, that's a good looking design.
What he did, here's the thing: is Mike he was the night guy for the radio station that I programmed here in Phoenix, KDKB, which was the heritage rock station like KLOS is in Los Angeles. And Mike used to do a show that was called Headbangers Heaven at night. We did the last hour of his show was basically metal. What happened was we got a copyright cease and desist from somebody that owned the right to Headbangers Heaven. So we just changed the name of the show to Headbangers, and he took that brand and ran with it and became basically a local concert promoter and was does all these shows where all these metal bands would come in and had made it a podcast and did all these things. The kid has the voice of God. I mean, he's got pipes. I don't know if you've ever talked to him, but he's got pipes they're $1 million pipes that he should be making millions of dollars doing voiceover work in Los Angeles. But he lives in Tucson, and I think he still does some radio down in Tucson. But that brand is a great example of what we were talking about with Caleb and Nerd Halen and Popcorn the Band. The brand is a thing that doesn't exist. Like, it was a radio show. Now it doesn't exist. Now it's just Mike Gobby's Headbangers. It's his brand, and it's brilliant that he's been able to do that. And it's hilarious that you're wearing that shirt right now. I think that's awesome.
I told him, because I saw his shirt. I said, hey, do you have that in pink? You know, if you do, I'll wear it on the show. I like the design. And he says, I don't, but Mancuda, for you, I will make you one. And he did. And I've worn this on the show a number of times. And if you're watching, Mike, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that.
He's a good dude.
He is a good dude.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, and he's on my Facebook. You can look on my Facebook.
Yep, that's his thing.
Logo.
I don't know. Yeah, we don't know what it is. It's literally his logo. Because he doesn't.
It's gonna be me in another 20 years when I drop dead and just no one comes and picks me up out of my bedroom. It's just gonna be my skull with my headphones on. That's it. That's me right there, right on the logo. That's it. Yep. All it's missing is a beanie and a scarf.
Hilarious.
And no pants.
And no pants.
Well, if you like I said, if you're
No
going to wear the
pants,
whole,
no dignity, no talent.
if you're going to wear the whole outfit, you've
I
got to
bring
do
nothing
the
to the
sleeves.
Yeah, all I do is fill in a show time slot, guys. That's all I bring to this arena. So, but again, no, this is another example of I love our audience and I care about our audience. And look, Mike is part of our audience. He watches the show. He's a friend of the show, and I love and appreciate our audience. You guys and girls out there are awesome.
You will not find somebody with a better record collection of the music that we love on this show as well. Mike knows this music top to bottom. I mean, the two of us would, I actually got, before I could find my copy of the Riot 1982 CD that came with I forget which record, not Fire Down Under, the one after the Restless Breed. They put before I got that, I basically borrowed Mike's vinyl of that and put it down on digital because he had it. If you name it, if it was a metal album that came out anywhere from the late 70s all the way through today by any one of the classic 80s hard rock metal bands that we all love, Mike has it or had it at some point.
Just like venereal diseases. I mean, syphilis,
he's had it. Yeah.
Chlamydia. Mike's had it. He's had it.
Chances are, yeah.
Every one of them, every version of HPV, every
good chance
strain of
the hep probably.
It says that I'm Facebook friends with him.
There you go. Now, Mike's a good guy, and look, man, I appreciate the shirt, and we're happy to give him a plug, and he supports the show too, and we appreciate that.
He wears that same shirt.
Well, minus the pink.
No, he's wearing a pink one.
Well, then he made another one, but he
go to his page.
Pink. He never had pink until he made me one. 3
hours ago, he posted a video of him wearing the pink one.
Then he made it based on making it for me because he didn't have them originally.
So you're stealing all of his identity. It's his logo, but now it's been made better because Mancuda is now part of it, and now you've co-opted it and it's cultural appropriation is what it is, John. You're a monster.
Look, all you have to do right now is I'm just gonna put this in front of my face. Not only am I handsomer now, but I could very well be Mike Gobe.
You could be.
There you go. You never know. This could be Mike on the show. Now watch. iHeartRadio is going to send you a letter and say, you have to replace Mancuda. If you want this fucking show to stay on the air, you've got to replace Mancuda. We've had enough of his shitty shenanigans, his Fragnally bullshit. You got to replace Mancuda. Are we just like a couple away from 100 thumbs up real quick on YouTube?
We're several away.
Guys,
how many is several?
Actually, I don't.
99 away.
Let's ask the chat people. How many? I'm getting shocked. How many?
If you're in
is that bad, Paul?
If you're in the chat right now, just take it.
When your mic shocks you, is that bad?
Probably, yeah.
Well, don't deep throat the fucking thing.
Ow.
Jesus Christ.
How many? I see 118 watching. I see 9 hearts.
Thank you.
Those are reverse.
Those are so heartfelt.
Those are reverse hearts.
We have hard-ons.
Those are upside down hearts, which is something else.
Well, at least they're not swastikas. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Oh boy.
Just if a couple of you guys and girls if you're watching and you haven't left a thumbs up on the video,
87.
Please do it now. We'd appreciate it.
87. Okay, yeah, my computer's frozen. Then I see 68.
I hear 88.
Well, that could have something to do with your electricity situation there.
Because you're licking your mic.
Yeah.
In prison, I did that. Mike says hi.
Speaking of that.
Oh, yeah. See, Johnny, you got to be quicker on the trigger. There you go.
No, the other night I watched
Me in the Window.
No, that was when I was there.
I'm in the shower. I'm shampooing my hair. I wipe soap out of my eyes. I just see Johnny on the glass. Hey man, Kudo, do you have any eggs? Well, not right now. Not in the fucking shower. They're not hard boiled up my ass. And those are my nuts.
Gross. No, speaking of prison though, the other night I was watching the show called Scared Straight.
Oh, I love those. I love those.
The original one, yeah.
They bring teenagers,
yeah.
They bring juvenile delinquents in, they line them up, and then they bring out real prisoners to intimidate them so they don't go to prison. You think you're tough? You think you're tough? You think you're hard? You think you're hard right now? Let me tell you something. You wouldn't survive a second in here. Because you know what I would do? You know what I would do? I would take my soap on the rope. I would pop you in the fucking head with that. I would pull your ears and shove my dick down your nostril. And I would fuck your nostril. That's it. That's not enough. I'd pull your eye out. I'd skull fuck you. I said, what's your mama's name? You go, ah! I say, your mama's name? Okay, your mama. And then I leave you with one eye and you walk around like fucking Cyclops with cum dripping out your tear duct. And you be like, oh man, I haven't even gotten my bunk assignment yet. Oh man. So you think you hard? You ain't nothing in here, motherfucker. You ain't nothing in here.
Wow.
Yeah. And then you know what? Then you get into your cell. And you see you got the hardest guy in the prison, your bunkmate. Don't fuck with me. That's it, man.
So a little background on that show. It was shot in the 70s at Rahway State Prison in New Jersey. Yeah. And they basically took like half a dozen, and it's great because it's like Heavy Metal Parking Lot. Like all the kids have the 70s haircut. And I think one guy trades a kid to somebody for a cigarette. And like the kid goes to walk back into line with like all the other kids. He goes, no. He owns you now. He owns you. He owns you. What? And like he goes, go ahead and try me. Go ahead and try. And I was like, holy shit, this kid's gonna get shanked on television.
And then he trades him to another guy.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good show.
It's like you're walking around holding their inside pants pocket, like the little tag of their inside pants pocket. It's like, that's your leash. You let go of that, I will bite your fingers out and spit your knuckle across the room into his fucking face.
Yeah, the original one in the 70s was genuinely scary. Then they tried to bring it back in the 90s, and it was nowhere near as effective. The first ones were really like, holy shit, like you felt bad for these kids.
But then in the 80s, they used hair gel and mousse, and the prisoners are all moosed up and like, so you think you're tough? You think you're tough? There's no hair gel in here unless you suck dick for it.
You think your hair is harder than mine?
You want Aquanet? There's no Aquanet here, motherfucker. You got to jerk off in your own hair. You want it sticking up? You want it long and rocking? You got to jerk off in your own hair. And you know what? A lot of guys want you to jerk off in their hair because we all want to look good. You know, there's no hair gel here. There's no mousse. You don't even have pudding pops here, motherfucker. Yeah. The 80s was very different. The 80s was very different.
Anyway, yeah, the one that I watched, it was the original 1978 version of that, and then actually it was a special. It was a TV special hosted by Danny Glover. Is what it was.
And it was on like a UHF station when I saw it, and they had like 9 different like parental guidance things before it actually happened. They're like, some of the language you are about to hear is crude, and offensive. Parental guidance is suggested.
It was is pulling her hair out right now.
It was a 20th anniversary special, and so what they did was, yeah. Well, actually, BL he just mentioned those. Heavy Metal Parking Lot. No, I've never seen that.
Yeah, Heavy Metal Parking Lot is great. It's like 15. It's like 15 minutes of a bunch of morons standing outside of a Judas Priest show.
Yeah,
it's great. See, Johnny, how old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay, so you weren't.
I wasn't around for most of that.
No, you didn't. You weren't. So, but trust me, if you want to know what I was like as a 22-year-old, watch Heavy Metal Parking Lot, because it's literally exactly the way it was back then. Everybody, like, the best part about it is there's a little scene in Heavy Metal Parking Lot where there's this chick, her with the feathered hair and stuff, and she's talking about how hot Rob Halford is, and she goes, He's cool. I'd jump his bones. I'm like, oh.
And Rob's sitting there like, I'd like to get a couple of bones in me, but
it's so cool because like this girl's like, I'd jump his bones. And you're like, no, you idiot. He's on stage dressed like one of the Village People. How did you not know? You're the fucking riding crop in his hand. I mean, come on.
Do you have a brother for me? Do you have a bro? Do you have a brother for me? One that will blow. Yeah.
Little did you know that breaking the law was about buggery.
Bobbing my shaft, bobbing my shaft, bobbing my shaft, bobbing my shaft.
Men in bars at night. Rob likes. You've got another big thummin'.
Oh my gosh.
What? No, it's a great 15 minutes. It's worth, you can see it on YouTube. It's absolutely worth watching. Just and fantastic. Just a great example of, and one of the guys looks like Steve Perry with a cleft lip. And it's just so
it's everyone at their 80s best.
Yeah, it's so bad. I mean, it really is horrible. A lot of 70s Trans Ams in the parking lot.
Which were cool. That was cool.
I think it was in Washington, D.C. or Philadelphia. Somebody will have to correct me on that.
I forget where it was.
Yeah, but I think it's like it's only like 15 minutes long. But the sad part about it is it's like Tiger King. You watch it for 15 minutes, you're like, oh shit, I want more of this.
Yeah, like, it's really a cool throwback. John Biel says Largo, Maryland.
Yeah, so that's Washington, Baltimore, Washington. That's where all the shows were in Largo.
Yeah, where they filmed all the shows.
Yeah,
I'm your boner lover.
Well, it hadn't quite come out yet. This was between...
No one tell my mother.
screaming for penis.
But no, it was on the Screaming for Vengeance tour. And just that's a great 15-minute thumbnail look. If anybody in here is under the age of 50 and wants to know what it was like to be there in the day for all the music that we talk about on the show, that's a great little thumbnail, and we can't hide from it. Like nobody can say, "Oh no, dude, it wasn't that."
Yeah, we were all looking like those kids, unfortunately.
Yeah, some of us still do. But you can't run from it. Like if anybody tries to tell you, "Oh yeah, that's not what it was like," fuck you. It's exactly what it was like.
Yeah, no, it really was
stupid. We were stupid. We were drinking shitty beer, wearing stupid clothes, and saying dumb shit, and it was awesome. And I wish we were still there.
You always had one friend that had like super amounts of acne and big teeth. You know, it was like, and that's the kid with the cut off shirt. He's like, yeah, so I can't wait to see like what they play. I hope they play like all the hits, like heading out to the highway, and I hope they play that one. And the priests, they rule.
You know why he was your friend? Because he was the first one that got his driver's license, and it was his mother's car that we had to take to the fucking show. That's how that kid ended up to hang around. I was about to
say he was the one that brought the beer, so we let him come. But
yeah, he was the kid. He was the first kid to get the license, and his mother had a fucking station wagon, so we could put 9 people in it.
He was the only one with
that kid got to hang out.
He was the only one with a sister that would give us all hand jobs in the car before the show. All right, if you'll take me, I'll jerk off your friends.
There you go.
There he is.
That's Mancuda right there. He's almost got the juice.
That's it, right there. I'm in the black shirt. Which one's you, Paulie?
I'm probably the one with the hand over my face.
I was about to say, is that you with the pensive look in the Kiss shirt to the right?
Yeah, it could be. Yes, I'm looking over at the corner, going, "Oh boy, we're in trouble. We're gonna get in trouble for this." Does anybody else see this?
So that's the Turbo Tour. So yeah.
It is Turbo. Okay. Yeah. So I take that back. I thought it would. No, that can't be the same. That's not Heavy Metal Parking Lot, is it?
Yeah. That absolutely is.
That's what it says. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I guess it was the Turbo Tour. I stand corrected.
And it says it's half an hour.
I've only seen like 15, 16-minute versions of it. So
I
if
thought
there's
it
a longer
was
version,
about 20 minutes or so.
yeah.
There you go with the banner. You got to have a banner.
this girl.
Someone brought it.
Look at this girl
Well,
dressed in Tiger King clothing. That's a good
oh
outfit.
yeah.
And then you got is that the ZZ Top Afterburner shirt with the white shorts? That's a good look right there.
Yeah.
This kid went to the show with no shirt on. Look for the girl. See if you can find a picture of the girl that will jump his bones. I think that's her there in the. No, that may not be her. There's the friend.
No. Here it comes. To the right. That's her. To the right. That's her.
Look at. Is that kid wearing? Is that a Star of David around his neck? What is
He's
that?
a nice Jewish boy at a Judas Priest shirt. It's a Jewish priest shirt.
It's the Jewish priest.
Is that the girl that will jump his bones?
I want bagels and krapluck.
Wow.
What do you do? What do you do? Bum, bum. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Some heading out to the highway. My wife doesn't know where we are. I'm looking on the map and going that way. I'm going to kiss my Jewish star. I hope we get to grandma.
I think that girl. I think the blonde girl next to the guy with the fucking
Tiger
very stylish bandana around his neck.
That was so me.
I think that's the girl that says that she'd jump his bones, and he's still got his arm around her. Like, fuck you, you're walking home.
That guy knows. That guy knows. He's like, I saw Halford eyeing the drumsticks in a weird way. He's not fucking going with her.
No, that's the chick that'll jump his bones, I think.
Oh, the way she holds that microphone.
I love how she took the microphone. She's like, now this is my show now. Give me that. You don't know what the fuck you're doing.
With that fucking necklace and the red hair, she looks like Wilma Flintstone. Jesus Christ.
Now that movie is fucking awful and in the best ways. There's the kid. There's the kid that looks like Steve Perry with cleft lip. The guy behind him is like, oh no, 30 years from now, people are going to be making fun of this on the internet. Why the fuck am I here? And there's the station wagon I talked about that the kid with acne is driving.
Yeah, that's mom's wagon.
Yep, that's mom's station wagon right there. You better have that car home by 11, and it better be gassed up because your father needs to work in the morning.
Yeah, and you'll have to Simonize it over the weekend if you really want to take it. And don't let me catch you leaving beer bottles in there. You better not be drinking.
Look at this outfit. What the fuck is that kid thinking? Hey, what's up, zebra?
What were we all thinking? I had so many adult print shirts. I fucking make fucking Joe Exotic look like a fucking nun.
What a terrible, terrible moment. There's that guy. He's now giving his testimony. He's got the microphone in his hands. All right, man, we're here for fucking Priest, bro.
This is his big moment, by the way. This is his moment that like the world's gonna see. It's like, man, someone could discover me here. I better sing part of my song.
Oh, there's the the old DC 101 T-shirt on the kid that's apparently Marty Schwartz Marty Schwartz before puberty.
There's that hat.
Oh boy. This kid's like, dude, check out my fucking abs, man. I'm totally jacked.
Yeah, he totally wants to be in like Iron Maiden or something.
Yeah, he's like, dude, I look like Bon Scott right now, don't I?
And look at the little girl next to him. She's like, oh man, I hope he fucks me tonight. I hope.
A lot of shirtless guys at Judas Priest shows. No wonder Rob was gay.
No wonder he showed up.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That chick looks good. Nothing's hotter than a fucking somewhat pudgy chick with a butt in her mouth.
What does that say? Judas Fist? Kind of looks like a fist.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, there's always that chick. She's the one that gave the blowjobs to everyone.
Yeah, because fat chicks put out because they have to.
They look good. They look good from the back of the head. They sure do.
What a fucking nightmare. That was a great time.
I don't discriminate. I love them all. I love all the girls. All the ladies.
I love the guy. That guy looks like Trailer Park Joe Elliott. That's a thing now. Trailer Park Joe Elliott is what I'm going with.
Oh boy.
Look, I'm not throwing stones. I look like the bastard son of fucking Peter Griffin and fucking Ernest Borgnine. So I'm not throwing any stones from inside my glass house.
Don't look at me, man. I come on looking like a big pink penis.
Dude! With that 1970s Bob Barker microphone.
Metal! Metal!
Heavy metal, bro!
See, this is before like all the church groups like formed picket lines on the side of the concert halls. Now you go to like NAMM or fucking even Comic-Con, and there's like repent to Jesus and all these people with signs and microphones reading scripture. This is before that. This is when just your biggest threat was like Tipper Gore with a fucking label on your album. I love fucking heavy metal parking lot. Scared Straight heavy metal parking lot. Hey gang, if you're listening, we just set up your weekend TV. So now you ran out of stuff binging on Netflix. This is what to look for. Oh, there you go, Nerd Halen. There you go.
Wow.
Nice.
There's Lizzie Borden, everybody.
It's the old Tower Records.
Lizzie Borden in that picture. It's a great picture of Lizzie.
Look at that. Look at that old Camaro. Oh no, that's a fire.
Is that Randy from Odin? Odin.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
You know what my favorite part of that movie is? The Decline of the Western Civilization Part 2, which should be required viewing tonight for everybody when this show is over. There's a part where they're doing the Miss Gazzari's Dancer, and the chick that wins it, she's that won it the year before. They're doing an interview with her, and she's sitting there trying to sit up straight like her mother told her, with her fucking stupid crown and her dumb blonde hair, and she goes, "When this is all over, I'm gonna get on with my dancing and my actress thing," and you could just see the one synapse burn out in her head at that moment.
Her dancing is at the body shop in Hollywood. That's where her dancing is, on the pole.
And yeah, Colleen Gray brings up the pool scene, which we found later on after the fact was not genuine.
That's the best scene of all.
It's so good, but rumor has it wasn't as genuine as has been depicted.
I've got to ask him because go ahead, Paul. Pick this up. I know Chris. So
I love Chris Holmes. I'm a huge fan of early WASP. And for those that don't know, this is the scene where Chris Holmes is floating in his pool, wearing leather, and his mother is sitting next to the pool, and he's downing vodka, like opening bottles by the bottle, like, and dumping it in his eyes, and it really is, on the one hand, as awesome and as excess laden as you would expect that era to be.
And it was.
On the other hand, you're like, shit, man, you're going to see this guy in a body bag. And credit to Chris Holmes, 35 years later, he still walks the earth and is still a big, mean guitar player. Can still fucking play and is as good. That guy would whip the shit out of everybody in Motley Crue at once. Chris Holmes is not fucking around. He's legit.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, he's a legit tough guy too. And awesome. I mean, and WASP, or the first four WASP records are untouchable as far as I'm concerned. They're outstanding records. And when he came back for Kill Fuck Die, which was a fucking awesome record as well.
This is where I gotta ask Blackie Lawless where he got those cod pieces so I can get JoJo, our band chimp, one. I want one just like that with the buzzsaw blade in the crotch, just like Blackie had. Watch, we'll try to set JoJo's legs on fire like Blackie did and Nikki Sixx did. We'll wind up, he'll be running around on fire, running around the stage.
I've always thought that Blackie Lawless looked like Dana Delaney, the actress.
Well, now he looks like the chick from Heart.
I think it. Yeah. Oh, Steven, you've certainly made enough money to eat. I guess they were going to go out on tour before all this nonsense happened. Go out on tour and actually tour the first record, but still not play Animal, which kind of sucks because I would have loved to have heard them do that again.
What really sucks, Chris has on the back of one of his guitars, it says, "I'm a animal."
Yes.
Like someone made a spelling error there. Other than "I'm an animal," it says, "I'm a animal." And I was always like, does anyone know how to spell there? It's like such a real simple thing. It's
I have
nice.
I think I have both Animals, like both singles, because they wouldn't put it on the album originally.
I love the one on the left with the cod piece.
Yeah, this one here.
That's my favorite album cover. I mean, it's the guy's crotch with a buzzsaw coming out of it. Talk about a smell the glove moment.
And live, they used to shoot sparks out of it. Live, he had sparks and shit that would blow out of it too, which was fun.
Well, yeah, because it's not a real exciting crotch with just a buzzsaw.
Well, everybody's like, why does he walk around bow-legged? I'm like, because he spent the first decade of his career walking with a fucking saw blade between his legs. Imagine what it would have been like if he closed his knees, fucking just gashing. He cut his fucking femoral artery and bleed out.
I was waiting for him to bring like 2x4s onto the stage and like do a show with that, you know?
No, I always loved. That's Chris a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that was we've talked about this on the show before. That fucking Firebird he sold. This thing was I've never seen a car put through the ringer more than Chris's Firebird. Johnny, bring up a photo of this Firebird. I don't know if Chris like played Dukes of Hazzard with this thing or what it is, but this thing had every inch of it had dents, rust, chip paint, like wrong parts. Just I've never seen a more fist fucked car than Chris's Firebird. There we go. This is mind blowing. And what was great is it was being sold as a celebrity car. So like the anti Knight Rider. It's like the seats are rat chewed. I mean, that fucking hood looks like he used to bowl over old ladies for sport.
Well, here's the thing. That thing looks to be like an 87 or 88. So he bought that with WASP money.
Yeah. Oh no, that was like right about 87 with those vents.
Yeah. So he bought that with Last Command money or Inside the Electric Circus money, and got every.
That was the last royalty check.
Yeah,
that was the last royalty check. So he knew that steering column looks like
I
a
say that as
harpoon.
I say that as a guy who owns the entire WASP catalog. I love WASP. I'm a big fan of the band, but holy shit, Chris Holmes was a walking nightmare.
No, same here. But the greatest thing of all was when asked, "Hey, why you selling it for so much?" Chris says, "Well, I'm going to sign the dashboard." But are you throwing in the marker? Because it'll double the value of the car. You know, if you throw in the magic marker, now it's a deal. Jesus Christ. I would expect the floorboards to fall through that fucking thing.
Now, what a piece of shit. It's just garbage, and it's awesome.
There it is. He signed the hood. That's it.
Yeah.
And at least he signed it. That'd be funny if he signed it, "I'm a animal."
I'm a animal. I know what you're thinking. You're questioning the literacy of the guys in WASP. The guys
no, the guy whoever painted the guitar is who I'm questioning.
Yeah, but he had that guitar and nobody pointed it out to him. Like Chris
probably didn't notice it.
Chris, just take a marker. You're good with a marker. Just take a marker and put an N in there.
Yeah, just Chris is just looking in the audience like, who's gonna buy me a drink?
And Lita Ford was right there with a credit card.
Yeah, and ready to break up his Budweiser guitar, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No.
It looks like the dashboard was like totally ripped out 3 times. Look at that thing. It's like every component is missing.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Holmes. This is the California Highway Patrol. We've recovered your stolen car. My car wasn't stolen.
Yeah, no, man. That's just the way it is, man. But there's no radio. There's no component. All the gauges are ripped out. Yup. That's my car. That's my car.
Well, we'll bring it to whatever repair place you need to have it taken to. No, bring it home. I got it. We're good.
Yeah, no. Looks good to me.
That is a piece of absolute shit.
Even
it's awesome. Again, it's a perfect example of Chris Holmes in a nutshell.
Even the seat covers are so like crusted up. It looks like if you sit on it, like it would just crumble in a big puff of smoke. Just like a dandelion, you blow on it.
How many ounces of various body fluids are stained in that car?
In the engine compartment, no less. Chris was very kinky.
I mean, no, but I mean, I bet he has pissed himself in that car several times. I'm sure he had Lita Ford in her legs pinned back like a Tyson chicken at one point with the back, hatch open, and his Blaupunkt just kicking it. I bet he ran over her like 3 times. I bet every decadent possible event that could possibly happen took place in that car multiple times. And if they haven't, I will be sadly disappointed. Because I would love to dust it for footprints. Oh, that thing is a microcosm of the train wreck that is Chris Holmes, and I fucking love it.
It's sad because you slam the door and the dashboard goes flying down. That's Chris's new ride, by the way. That bike. Yeah, that's what he bought with the money from the Firebird. Well, that's what happens when you lose your license, right there. Oh God, Chris, I love you. If you're watching. I do too. I am a huge admirer and very fearful of Chris Holmes. One of a kind, man. One of a kind. He is, when they talk about people that have lived the rock and roll lifestyle, Nikki Sixx is a pussy next to Chris Holmes. Yeah, definitely. Chris definitely ate it up a lot better. And good for him. And again, I love WASP. I think Blackie is a genius that never got the due that he had coming to him. I think WASP, another one of those overlooked bands like Armored Saint from that whole era. And when they wanted to, they could fucking play. I don't think they got overlooked the way Armored Saint did. I mean, they found like minor popularity, but they should have burst through just as much as Motley Crue. They were better than a lot of bands that were bigger. And that can be said by a bunch of bands, about a bunch of bands. There's Lita. Is that Chris? That looks like John Bon Jovi. No, it's John Bon Jovi. Yeah. That is, right? Or it might be in Sambora, but I think it's Bon Jovi. That's Bon Jovi. Yeah. Well, Lita cops to the fact that she was passed around the LA Strip like a bad cold. Who do you think was passed around more, Lita Ford or Bobby Brown? Ooh, yeah. That's a hard one because Lita, at least you have to respect for her talent. Bobby, it's like Bobby was just a pretty piece of ass. No, I'm not. Yeah, the talent has nothing to do with it. I'm saying, who do you think has had more dicks in her? I think Lita might have because she was around more actual musicians, whereas Bobby was probably just a piece of property for a couple of guys. Whereas Lita would go, look, Robert Plant. Lita probably wanted to go out and look for cock, and Bobby was like, "Well, I'll take the cock if it gets me notoriety." Yeah, no, Lita. I think Lita. I mean, obviously, Lita was. I mean, and she certainly was bigger names between Tony Iommi and Eddie Van Halen, and again, Robert Plant. Lita has the notches inside her vagina are substantial. Yeah, and I'll check for those next time I'm there. Yeah. Ricola Pinocchio. By the way, speaking of Pinocchio, can I just nominate Geppetto for the absolute worst father of the year? Can I just like vent on this for a second? Because I was thinking about this the other day. You know, I was going through my DVDs and I have Disney's Pinocchio, and I was just thinking, first of all, his name is Geppetto, which sounds like pedo. Okay. And there's a reason they called him pedo. And, you know, he gets a knock at the door. And sir, this is Detective Mauser, and I'm Detective Smith. We're getting reports that you have a young boy living with you, and you're not his genetic parent. Could you explain this, sir? Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I make a young boy. He's asleep with me. He's asleep with me. It's okay. I make a young boy. He's asleep with me. I'm sorry, you make a young boy sleep with you? It's right. Yes. It's like this. Okay. Where is the young boy now? Oh, it's okay. I take him. It's a pleasure island. It's at the pleasure island. It's a good place. A lot of young boys. We also noticed a NAMBLA sticker on your car, sir. Is that yours? Oh, it's okay. It's a nice sticker I get at a meeting of friends. I'm a pedo. You know, everyone know I'm a pedo. You know, it's okay. I like a young boy. He's a good guy.
Oh.
By the way, not that I'm ever going to take up for NAMBLA.
Mm-hmm. By the way, let me just interject.
Where is this going?
It's that time. Thank you, Bang Energy Drink. Just want to thank Bang Energy Drink for their sponsorship.
What happens when you're 2 minutes over? It gets worse.
I'm not going to take up. I'm not going to take up for NAMBLA because the bar is clearly here.
Yeah.
So that little kids can step over it. But the reality is, the excuse that NAMBLA tries to use for their existence is, "Hey, it's consensual."
Son, do you mind if we take you to this old man's house you don't know and play certain games?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
You know what the mistake was? Geppetto, aside from putting that fucking bumper sticker on his car and, you know, that whole, you know, whale incident, because social services was called with that too. He made a second boy because he wanted Pinocchio to have another playmate, basically. And it turned out to be Jigsaw from the Saw movies. So he really fucked up, like all the way around. He said, boy, lie to me. He making me grow wood. My wood grow, you know? He lied to me. I said, lie to me. And the wood grow, you know?
Oh, God.
I thought we had hit bottom. I thought we had hit bottom earlier, but no. There goes my fucking career. Goodbye.
Yeah, listen, I didn't invite you onto this show to bring quality to it. I just wanted to disguise some of the bullshit I bring. I wanted to spread some blame.
Yeah, that's the good idea. Like, you know, I can now be accessory to the fact. Again.
It's okay. I'm a pedo. Everybody like me, pedo. You ask everybody in the village, hey, you know the pedo? They say, yeah, it's that guy.
Hey, it's consensual.
So I've heard.
Fucking ridiculous.
For what, Ulysses? Oh, there you go.
Well, all I'm saying is, if there's ever another example of boot stomping, Geppetto should get a boot stomp.
Oh, definitely. Right to the curb. Yeah. Hey, where we going? Oh, you're stomping my head. It's so good.
Here comes Ned to put a classy end to this thing.
Yeah, he's gonna back his anus right up to the camera.
Come here, Ned. Come here. There he is.
He was coming over. He was like coming over to claw Johnny. He's tapping Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny.
No,
Johnny hit stop.
He does
stop now.
Yeah. No, he does a stretch, which is really cool. He stretches and he does his arm thing with his paw. It's cool.
Yeah, that's him showing you the claws that he wants to use to disembowel you, like the rats that he brings you as gifts.
Why do you
make no mistake about it?
Nights.
Make no mistake about it. If Ned could kill you and harvest your organs for the internet, he would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ned's very embarrassed. Even Ned says, "Look, I'll work Friday, I'll work Saturday. Don't bring me on to Mancuda's show. Seriously. I mean, I'm a cat. I go out. None of the cats in the alley will talk to me. They all know. Hey, speaking of Geppetto's
I'm
meat,
just texting my
real
lawyer
quick,
right now.
let me. For some reason, I've gotten lawyers texting me. I don't know why that is.
I'm gonna need.
And one of them is
bail
iHeartRadio.
money. This is the most disturbing show I've ever watched. I can't wait to see it next week.
Thank you, Gene Simmons. You better call Saul. So good, man. Yeah. Yeah. I want to talk about my meat though out here in LA. Did you guys hear? Because this came over the news today that obviously they're talking about meat shortages and certain states are now getting really affected. Do you know that Wendy's is taking hamburgers off of the menu in some states, including California?
20% of Wendy's franchises all around the country have no beef right now. That's 1 in 5. So this is Wendy's. Like, why else would you go to fucking Wendy's? Like, don't get me wrong, I dig the baked potato with broccoli and cheese over the top of it. That's a pretty fucking badass side. But I go to Wendy's because I want the triple burger just dripping in grease so that the bottom bun is coagulated like a fucking tampon.
I want a Baconator.
Is it possible that Wendy's doesn't have beef?
Yeah, it's like, okay, so we'll go in for a Frosty, a baked potato, and an empty bun. No, I want a fucking burger.
No, it's the worst.
No, so it's crazy. So yeah, if you guys are out there listening to this and you're in a state that your Wendy's and I guess other fast food chains will start to follow. But right now it's Wendy's. It's starting off.
I blame the impossible people, the people that do the impossible meat, the non-meat burger things. Those guys are stoked. They're like, fuck yeah, they're going to be eating our plant-based meat product.
They can eat my meat product before I'd eat theirs. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's awful.
Vegetarian. I don't eat impossible meat. I eat fucking real meat. This is where they're going to dig up Clara Peller, the old lady that used to say, "Where's the beef?
Nice reference.
Where's the beef?" You know, remember the "Where's the beef" lady? Yeah. You have to be an 80s kid to know that one. That one, the beef.
Yeah, the old lady.
A couple of guys show up at the Frank residence. A couple of guys show up at the Frank residence. They're knocking on the door. Where is the beef? Oh, Anne has it.
Nice shirt.
You know, I have one of those here.
I like how all the ads on all these websites have my face on them.
See, I don't even recognize it as you without the beard. Without the beard, it's like young John. It's a young boy. I like this shirt.
No,
one for Geppetto. It's nice. I get the Pinocchio one hat like that. Yeah, no, I won't be eating fucking impossible meat. I will fight tooth and nail in supermarkets to get whatever fucking meat and real beef, real pork, real lamb, whatever the fuck it is, chicken. I'm not gonna go down fighting eating plant-based bullshit. Fuck that. No, sir. Where's the beef? I'm telling you, they're gonna dig that lady out of the grave. She's gonna look exactly the same. Not a change on her. And they're gonna do a Weekend at Bernie's thing where they're just gonna like have her in there, have little puppet strings. Where's the beef? Where's the beef?
Weekend at
Soylent Green is Clara Peller.
I think that's our next step. Steve Carmichael says the chicken donut sandwich. Yeah, I wonder if if the chicken situation is just as bad as the beef, because I know they're limiting chicken in the stores too.
Well, it's interesting because I remember, and again, I don't know how the fuck we got on this topic, but there was a story a couple of weeks ago that some of the chicken farmers have had to euthanize their chicken because they weren't able to be processed, which means euthanized for the food chain. And I guess somebody has bought a whole bunch of chicken and pork and stuff like that and diverted that food to food banks. So, something positive that comes out of this thing. And again, as much as the joking we try to do throughout all of this stuff, when it's all said and done, anytime you can spread positivity, you should. So the idea that these farmers and these food bank collaboratives have been able to get together and take a place for that food to go and be used for good purposes, that would be great. The beef situation, look, man, the country is starting to open up again. Hopefully, we will not have a continued issue with all this stuff, and everything will get back to the closest thing that we can get to normal as soon as possible.
I think a lot of, again, not to go there, but I think a lot of states are opening up way too fucking early. They're not up at the guidelines recognized by the health departments, and they haven't been 2 weeks on the downward slide like they're supposed to be from the presidential guidelines, and they're just doing it anyway. And then you have crowds congregating and protests. I get it. We all want to go back to work, and we all want to make money again and whatever. I just have a feeling, I hope I'm wrong, that a lot of these states opening up early is just going to like blow up like a cum shot to the face.
I don't see any need for anybody to show up armed on the steps of any state house. That does is incite trouble. I understand. Look, again, my mother made her living as a waitress and a bartender, and that put food on my table. And she what? And she carried a gun. Yeah, well,
gun. Yes.
Yeah, she would shank you and trade you for cigarettes like an inmate at Rahway State Prison if she needed to.
I will blow your fucking head off if you dare order the Happy Waitress sandwich. All right,
but
take a nice cheeseburger.
I just want everybody to get back to the closest thing to normal and nobody to die. And it would be nice if people just stopped fucking fighting and bitching about politics, religion, all that shit, man. Just life is too short. You've got about 80 years if you're lucky on this rock, and anything above that is bonus time. Life is simpler than that. We don't have to make it this difficult. So I know that sounds very zen and very fucking hippie-like, but I just think there's so much nonsense and bullshit that we're dealing with right now that we could easily just discard if we just fucking simplified everything and just were nice to each other and fucking took care of each other. It'd be nice if we could do that.
Yeah, so I think you should send me all some money, and this will put us on an even playing field of being nice. If you're kind, I'll give you guys my PayPal address. Just send me a couple of bucks each, and we're all good. We're all on an equal field. No, but seriously, look, just be nice to each other. We're all going through a lot of shit.
Check on your friends.
Check on your family. Call them. Call your grandma. Call your mom, your aunt, your uncle. Just, be smart about it. Don't fucking go into a crowd with no mask. Congregate with everyone. Just fucking do a little social distancing. If you're going to go out, wear a mask. Be smart. Don't touch your face. The basics. That's all it is.
Be polite.
Yeah, be nice to each other. Be like the three of us are. Socially distance. Nice to each other.
We don't like each other. We just pretend for 3 hours a night.
Yeah. As soon as this screen goes blank, I tell Johnny to fuck himself. Johnny calls Paul a fat fuck. Paul says I'm a loser. I cop up to being a loser. I mean, this is what we go through. We don't even like each other, but we like you. We care about our audience. So please, everyone, just be careful, be nice, be sensible, and come to us for an escape, because that's what we're here for. We want to make you laugh.
Yes. And 7 more thumbs ups, please.
Yes, please.
And
because Johnny thrives on your approval.
And
I really do. Johnny's got to take a leak. All right. So are we good, guys?
We're good.
Let's thank our executive producers, Charles Green, Mike Neese, Robbie Johnson, Connor Johnson, Music Therapy Laz, 5150, David Ennis, Michael Smith, some Dave dude.
We'll do this again to the channel members: Charles Green, Lenny Lou, Fruitcake Tony, Bozique, Charlie S., Robbie Johnston with a T, not Johnson, Mike Neese, False Flag, Mickey Settlemeyer, David Ennis, Joe Christian, Michael Smith. And this has been a production of JohnnyBean.tv.
And with Lenny Lou, do not forget Mary, please. She's part of that. Also, thank our channel members, Halface, Thomas Santiago, some Dave Dude again. Wow, man, we got your money. We saw you coming. Fender Guru, James Gum, Music Therapy Laz, Mr. BHB Jr., Ghost BC Rich, Hugh Caldwell, Frag 5150, Jim Nicholas, Frank Cochran, Connor Johnson 5150.
Cochran.
Cock.
And thank you, William Spruce.
Is that
William?
Spruce?
Who the hell is that?
William or Bill Spruce is the newest member. He joined before we started.
Why doesn't he have a graphic?
He'll be on the next one.
And thank you,
Does he
Kyle.
play? Does he play Calliope?
Now, we may need a backup player.
I don't
And
know.
listen, look for the new Popcorn, the band album, coming out sometime as soon as we get our shit together. Johnny, Paul, myself, JoJo the Champ, and Blue Rhino, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, and this Friday we got Greg Renoff. So make sure to tune in.
Talking about his new book of Ted Templeton. Should be a great book.
Ted Templeman.
Ted Templeman. We'd like to thank Ted Templeman, friend of the show.
Yes. All right. Rock on, everybody. And I meant to say this 3.5 hours ago, but happy birthday to Kurt. Happy birthday to Kurt Loder.
Oh, Kurt Loder of
75
MTV
years
Music
old.
News.
He's 75 today.
Yep,
Wow.
that'll make you feel old.
And still as relevant as he was back then.
I thought he was old then.
Jesus Christ.
That's
I'm
what's
Kurt Loder with MTV Music News. I like the dun, 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 the urgency music that would play in the background. Sounded like
It was- yes,
like
because
dot
the
matrix.
world needs to know what Cyndi Lauper is up to.
yeah, and the news was like a week old by that point.
Word has it, Cyndi
least.
Lauper is truly just wanting to have fun. It is not an act. Madonna will not shave her armpits or her pubes for Playboy, coming out next year. Dun, dun, dun,
The
dun,
biggest-
dun, dun, dun.
I'm Kurt Loder with MTV News. The biggest band since the Beatles, Frankie Goes to Hollywood, will be appearing on the MTV Music Awards this Saturday night.
Will they be performing their hit Relax or one of their other songs that no one's ever seen?
Two Tribes. When two tribes go to war. That's the other Frankie hit.
The Thompson twins will be appearing somewhere.
All three of them.
I think we're done, aren't we?
They should have been the Thompson triplets. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
We love you guys. Be safe out there.
Goodbye.
Cue the music.
Johnny Beane TV.